Starting all 35 games of her career, she has recorded 7 goals and 7 assists, and is a perfect 2 for 2 in penalty kicks. Escorted by Jill and John Hamrick, number 18, Trudy Carter. A defender from Richmond, Virginia, this season has been a stellar leader on and off the field. Appearing in 35 games in her career, she will graduate a year early with her degree in biomedical science and will pursue dentistry upon graduation. Escorted by her parents, Pam and Brian, and her grandma Karen, number 19, Peyton Cook. A forward from Kitchener, Ontario, this senior has been a standout player for the last 3 years after converting from a defender. With 19 career goals, she ranks 7th all-time in USF history and has appeared in 70 games in her career. Escorted by her parents, Myrtle and Brian, her brother Joseph, and members of her extended family, number 2, Letitia Ski. A midfielder from Toronto, Ontario, this senior has been a 4-year starter, appearing in 75 games in her career, needing just 5 appearances to set the record for games played at USF. A leader on and off the field, she has played almost every position at USF, recording 58 shots and 5 assists in her 4 years. Escorted by her parents, Patricia and John, her sister Julia, and her grandparents, number 15, Jordan Westro. A defender from Oslo, Norway, this senior has been an anchor on the back line in her 2 seasons as a Pearl after transferring from Lipscomb University. She recorded her first career goal earlier this season and has helped USF to 18 shutouts over the last 2 seasons, including 6 this year. Escorted by her parents, Silke Hitchcock and Drew Scoville, number 9, Lana Benefas. On behalf of USF Women's Soccer and USF Athletics, we would like to thank these seniors for their commitment and dedication to this program. Please join us in giving these ladies a hand for being outstanding leaders on and off the field.
From the Corbett Soccer Stadium on the campus of the University of South Florida in Tampa, Florida, welcome to USF and American Athletic Conference Women's Soccer. Today it is the homestanding Bulls against the Bearcats of the University of Cincinnati. I'm Jim Henderson. My partner today is Eddie Rodriguez. And Eddie, it's a senior day here at USF. It's a spectacular ceremony just took place, and it should be a great, great afternoon here for what ought to be a really, really good soccer match.
That's right, Jim. We're expecting a great game. Two teams that know each other pretty well. Of course, they know each other in the conference. Two teams are battling their entrance to the tournament, of course, and for them, it's a do or die. Both teams need to win, of course. Of course, for USF, they have the advantage of playing at home, and a great, glorious day, as you mentioned, happens to be senior day. And, of course, they just want to get it done and get it over with against a great team from Cincinnati.
Well, the Bearcats are 10-4-2 overall, 3-2-1 in the conference. Their top player so far this year has been Julie Gavorski.
Talk about a force to be reckoned with as a forward. You know, she has it all. Dynamic player, a player that's been described. Sometimes she plays like a guy. You know, she has that strength. She can strike a ball. So for them, she's going to be crucial today. She needs to be on.
And for USF, now we saw her being the last player to be introduced today among the seniors. What a rock in the back she's been, Carlotta Fenefas.
That's a good way to describe her, a rock. She's been a rock for this institution. When we spoke to her coach, Denise Brown said, you know what, she's that type of defender who no matter what, whether it's raining, whether it's lightning, you know she's going to be there for you. Just a tough, tough defender, not only physically but mentally as well. And, you know, she anchors that defense for USF.
Well, prior to the game, Eddie had a chance to catch up with University of Cincinnati head coach Neil Stafford.
Here we are with head coach Neil Stafford from the Cincinnati team. Coach, great victory on the road against UCF. Here you are looking to do it again. We're going to call it a must-win game for you guys here at USF.
I think every game from here on out is must-win. So we've been talking about for the last couple of games that every game is like a playoff game. So, but as I've said all the time, our mentality doesn't change. We approach everything the same way, and so I don't think. You know, we really train our players on not to get caught up in the occasion. And we've told our players all the time that they're bigger than any occasion that we're going up against.
Coach, you've been able to turn this program around just from the short 3 years that you've been, you know, on the helm. And I'm assuming you're doing so by playing each game one at a time. You talked about in previous interviews, matching the intensity of the opponent. Here's another test for you guys playing away, playing at USF, senior day once again.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, I think I'd be crazy to think that they don't have last year's championship game in the back of their head. It's senior day today, so emotions will be high. But, I mean, we can only control what we can control, and that's our emotions. And we'll give it our best today to implement our game plan, and hopefully we can impose our will on USF.
You know, you bring up a great point, having your future at hand, at your own hand. You know, you got to win this game. You know, as you mentioned, every game from now on, you got to win the conference to go through. How do you prepare your team? Is it different? Is it the same? One game at a time?
it's just the same. I mean, we prepare our players the same all the time. And, you know, I think what we focus on is what we do well. We don't try to be anything that we're not, and we're going to play our game the way that we see fit. It might not be the prettiest at times, but, you know, we want to impose our will on the opposition, and if we can get in behind, get down the flanks, and really be dynamic when we don't have the ball, I think that sets us up for success, and I think that's what's helped us, you know, in the past.
Would it be fair to say that one of the things you guys have, the most you guys do is tactically you guys are so proficient. So, you know, when you're on the field, you guys play the way you're supposed to. You stick to the game plan. Would that be a good way to describe your team?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always important to have sort of structure in what you're trying to do. And I think there are too many teams that come out here and they just rely on what they do with the ball. And I think if you're one-dimensional like that, you might put yourself in a position to get stung. And hopefully we can sting USF today.
Coach, best of luck today. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck in the tournament.
Go Bearcats.
USF 11-2-1 overall, 3-2-1 in the conference. Let's go ahead and hear what Eddie had to interview with the head coach of the USF Bulls, the 100-game winner, Denise Schilte-Brown.
Here we are with Coach Denise Brown. Senior day, very important game for you guys. We're going to call it a must-win. Give us your impressions about the game today.
You know, I think it's going to be a tough game. Obviously, heightened emotions. This many seniors, all their families, their friends, all the excitement building up to just kind of a monumental day for them. You know, you got to put that aside and focus on the game, and we're talking against another mental challenge. So we're asking these girls to kind of really be tough mentally, and they're young kids still. So hopefully we're up for it.
You talk about the physicality of the opponent, a Cincinnati team that you know really well. You know, you got to watch the game against UCF. How much of that is going to be a factor? You guys play at home. You talk about senior night. By the way, congratulations on your 100th victory as a Bull now.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing about the conferences is you get to know each other really well. We're really excited about this challenge and matchup, and we do know that Cincinnati's very direct. They don't pass back typically. Everything is forward. They score a lot of goals off their long throw-in or their set pieces. So, I mean, the girls know what to expect. They just got to be up for the challenge, and I think they are. I mean, they want to win. They're a really talented team. They've only lost 2 games all season, and we're at home. I feel good about it.
Talk about the execution. You talk about your back line. You talk about them being very direct. You're the type of team that likes to play out of the back. Do you think that by possessing and imposing really your style of play, you're going to come victorious at home?
I do. I think that we have to be ready to get ugly sometimes. You know, when the pressure becomes too much, we're going to have to go a little bit longer to bypass the 7 pressing. But if we can bypass the 7 pressing and then get the ball on the ground and play our game, you know, the build might not look the same, but I think in the final third we can still combine to be successful.
Well, that's right, folks. You heard it from Coach Denise Brown on how they're going to get it done today. Good luck, Coach.
Thanks, Eddie.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineup for the Cincinnati Bearcats, who mentioned a record of 10-4-2 overall. There's a good look at the players, and a couple of these players, Eddie, we got to mention. The goalkeeper, Natalie Smith, has had an outstanding year, and the one girl to really watch out for defensively is Vanessa Giles.
Well, you know, you talk about that player who's going to keep things in the back nice and tight, keep that line in the back. It's her. She's going to provide that leadership, if you will, out of the back for the Bearcats. And, you know, playing away, she's going to come up big for this defensive team.
Well, now for USF, a little bit of a change in the lineup. Now, Eddie, you are a player. Now, you can talk about this a little bit. Denise Schilte-Brown has been really consistent lineup-wise all year. A little different here this afternoon.
You know, coaching, it's all about adjusting to what the other team's going to do. When you have a great team like Denise Brown does here, she normally doesn't do any changes tactically, but she did say, you know what, we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to release one of the fullbacks. Going forward, it's going to come down to the formation. We're not going to change the whole scheme. Just a few players here and there, and we think we can bring the width. That way we can get the length going forward.
Yeah, it's interesting to me now. When you talk about like maybe playing only 3 at the back, you sort of look like at a 3-5-2, something like that, but it always worries me when I see 3 defenders at the back because do you get caught on counters?
That is a great point that you bring up. So when you play 3 in the back, your 2 markers, they have to be man-to-man, and the third one in the back kind of plays like a free safety in football, if you will. She has to provide that 10 to 15-yard gap in between, anything over the top, she can clear. And then behind that, furthermore, your goalkeeper has to be all the way up to the 18 so you don't get beat in that diagonal ball that you talked about. Now, the key to the 3-5-2 system, we all know that is the outside players. Your outside mates have to provide some coverage as fullbacks, so they got to come back defensively when they lose the ball, and, of course, offensively, they get to use the width, and that's what Denise Brown's trying to use. Use the width. We're playing in a beautiful pitch, 120 by 80, so talk about conditions are great. They want to impose their will. On a Cincinnati team that gets here, they're a little more direct. They're going to play the ball out of the fullbacks and play the long ball into their forwards, more direct.
Well, I would think, too, the Bearcats probably have to feel pretty good about being here this afternoon and being in the position that they're in. They knocked off a pretty good UCF team on Thursday night. Did it pretty easily, 2-0, and in talking to head coach Neil Stafford, he said he thought that sort of imposed their will in that game.
You're absolutely right. Talking to Coach Neil Stafford, and you got to give him a lot of credit because being tactical disciplined is one of the hardest things to do in the college game and the pros as well. But because you have to remember, you have to get 11 players on the pitch plus the 5 players on the bench to buy into the whole idea. The defending comes first, and then you go to the attack. So you're not giving anything out of the back. They're a very direct team, but at the same time, Jim, everybody in this on the same page knowing that you defend first, and then once you win the ball, then you can go out to attack. But it's a must for them to stay on the same page.
Well, the Bulls are in the home whites. They'll go left to right here in the first half. And they're coming off a very hard-fought overtime win, 2-1 against East Carolina here on Thursday. And, Eddie, that was Golden Grace Adams in the two of the last 3 games. She has scored in the 97th and 103rd minute to give this team 2 really big wins.
Golden Grace, Jim, and you and I have baptized her as the, the – magic substitution, and that you want one of those players. You want a player who can come off the bench and just get it done. Of course, that's huge for USF. Now, we need to take into account, as you mentioned, it was double overtime, and it was only on Thursday. We're talking about Sunday. Pretty quick turnaround. How much of that is going to play into the role as far as, the physical shape? Are the legs tired? They're basically coming out with the same lineup, so we're going to see what the shape of this USF team is as far as physical fitness.
Shields puts the ball in play, trying to go long down that side, but it will go over the end line looking for Tiffany Huber there, so it'll be a early goal kick coming up here for Kat Elliott and the Bulls. Boy, what a career Kat Elliott has had at USF. She is 38-8-4 lifetime as the Bulls goalkeeper. Eddie, that's a percentage that very few goalkeepers can equal.
Talk about production, right? And that's the way you're going to talk about goalkeepers. Of course, forwards, you talk about goal percentages and scoring, but you're right. What a career she's had. And, of course, if you're Cincinnati, you want your captain, number 11, with the ball on her foot, and especially set pieces. Vanessa Gilles out of the back. She can put a ball anywhere on the pitch. And, of course, for Cincinnati, that's one of their weapons, set pieces out of the back, something, Coach Neil Stafford has done so well in practice. Take care of the ball, set pieces, and, of course, that comes via corner kicks, free kicks, anything when the ball is stopped.
Skeet trying to go to the end line. Ball is going to be knocked over the end line. We have our first corner kick of the game. It'll belong to USF, Vanessa Gilles knocking it over. And right away, Eddie, maybe a scoring chance here for the Bulls.
Of course, once again, Vanessa Gilles, as you see here, great turn on this one here, but she has the angle. She stood her up, and right at the very last moment right there, watch her left foot. That's a great tackle right there. She gets all ball, corner kick, and swinger, left-footed. And this is when USF has to take care advantage of the set pieces.
Rabo Hawksdaughter to take it. She's the left back. It's going to be in the 6. It's down, and it is over the end line, and it will be a goal kick coming up here for Natalie Smith and the Bearcats. And, one thing, Eddie, set pieces can determine games a lot, and I think a lot of times teams don't really do a very good job on corners. I don't see as many corner kick goals as maybe I did a few years ago.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that people take for granted, but a great job by Rabo there with a left-footed in-swinger for USF. She pinged the ball far post, and that's what you want to do. You want to drive the ball to the far post, inviting the goalkeeper to come out, and as she's coming out, of course, you're hoping one of your forwards can get in there and just, make contact with the ball.
Cutler tried to win it there, and Cincinnati will have some possession. And there's that direct play trying to go straight up the middle, and the Bulls will clear it back up with Hawksdaughter coming over to do it. It'll come to Skeet, and Letitia will try to open the field up a little bit, and it does a nice job of that as Jessica Hamrick getting a start today. We'll go to Trudy Carter. Carter normally on the left, playing on the right today, and this is her normal spot. There's an opening, and Eddie just didn't quite get it on.
But that's exactly what you want. Now you see why Coach Brown put her on the left. Being a left-footed player that she is, Jim, you want a right-footed player to play there because she has the ability to cut the ball inside, just as she just did. She cut the ball to the inside, so now she's going to be left with her predominant left foot, trying to hit the post, the ball far post. She got a little bit under, but the idea is there. And, of course, you're going to use her physicality. She got the speed to go up and down from 18 to 18 for USF. And you can see both styles. You mentioned the early ball from Cincinnati looking for their number 16 on top, Brown, the target forward. And as soon as USF has the ball, they're going to play the ball out wide to try to get to the middle.
Carter going to try to touch it down. USF wins the 50-50. Jordan Listro drops it back. She's played over 70 career games for USF. And there's a lot of Fenifas, one of the early touches, and we'll call her name a lot. She tries to get the ball back up to Jessica Hamrick. And Fenifas will send it up near midfield, looking for Letitia Skeet again. And it's going to be won back by the Bearcats. Kayla Utley with it, and now comes to Tiffany Huber.
And you can tell right away that USF is playing that three in the back.
And this is Fenifas down the right side. And, of course, that back is more open for USF than it normally is. A ball across the touchline, throw-in coming up for Cincinnati.
You're absolutely right, Jim. And as you talk about, Fenifas is going to be really busy today. Talk about playing the three in the back. Two fullbacks are going to be marking up. Fenifas is going to be open, so she needs to close the gap. She needs to get to that corner, and anything she gets into the corner, she's going to clear out of the backs, looking for that center forward, as she's done so far 3 times already in the last 2 minutes.
Pavlika to take the throw. Watch for number 18, Julie Gavorski, who we talked about early. She's going to be involved in a lot of those. Trying to flick it inside. The Bulls will get it back out. Good clearance there by USF. And right away, Eddie, you can see Cincinnati putting on some pressure.
Yeah, they know they cannot afford just to sit back even though they're playing away. Providing that little pressure, and I guarantee you that as soon as Coach Neil Stafford figure out the USF's playing three in the back, he's going to release the forwards to go and put a little bit of pressure. As we saw that good cross into the box, looking to make contact with her number 18 in the back, Julie Gavorski. Once again, as you mentioned, she's always at the end of things.
Yeah, they're going to be looking out for her, and USF will be watching her very closely. Well, Elliott will put it in play. Cincinnati wins the 50-50, but Listro's going to send Rabo Hawksdaughter to the far side of the field, and she's not going to get there. It's going to be won back by Bree Costigan on a nice run. Blethen over to clear it across the touchline, throw-in Bearcats.
Yeah, definitely contact there from Listro to Brown. Brown got up as she didn't like the call or lack of call there. She never got the call. But once again, this is where Cincinnati is going to take their time. And as you know, they have the long throw. Always looking for Julie, who's going to come into the near post. Oh, they played it back.
So now it goes inside. Ball is loose on the ground. Big problem here for USF. Still in the 18, and Rabo Hawksdaughter trying to get it out. Pavlika, who made the throw, is going to knock it across the touchline. A throw-in coming up here for USF. So, Eddie, the Bulls kind of weathered the storm there a little bit.
And that's that, once again, talk about set pieces. Rather than go direct in that long throw as we thought they were, they lay the ball back to the fullback. And, of course, it's a 1-2 driving the ball into the box. Great set piece by Cincinnati.
Ball coming back up for Skeet. And here is Listro. And back to Kelly Burney.
Yeah,
and
that
we got a foul call.
That was a set piece that came from a throw-in. And, of course, when you play the ball back, when you play that negative ball only to go forward, you draw the defenders. And that's what Cincinnati was trying to do in that throw-in.
Kelly Burney will put it in play here for the Bulls. She and a lot of Fenifas usually play that center back spot. And she's trying to go up for Hamrick, who's trying to flick it on again for Letitia Skeet. And Skeet will gather it in down the right touchline. Here is Carter now with it. And the give and go. Carter going to get it. That's into the middle. And keep an eye out for number 14 for the Bulls, Evelyn Vian. That's who they're going to go to most of the time. And she's running after it right now, trying to chase it down. And she will keep it in play along the far touchline. She's going to center nobody there, though, and cleared out by the Bearcats, J.C. Brown.
And that's what's going to work for USF. You talk about Letitia Skeet with a 1-2, got behind, crossed the ball early. That's what you want to do, get the early crosses, because the four in the back from Cincinnati, you don't want to let them set up. You get an early ball into the box, and anything can happen. You have Jessica Hamrick on top, just playing that number 10. And, of course, anything around the box, you want to just take a shot on goal.
Handball going to be called in there on Jordan Kotler, and so it'll be a free kick coming up here for the Bulls. Game about 10 minutes old so far. Eddie, not much to give, but I think Cincinnati's had more of the possession so far.
Well, you know, Denise Brown said it in her interview. One of the things that you're gambling a little bit is when you switch the scheme of the play at the very last minute, if you're all your players not on the same page, then this is what you're risking. You're risking going away from something that has worked all year to try something new. So they got to get their feet wet. They got to get the jitters out of the way, playing a new system. And this is how they're going to do it. Play the ball out wide when you have it. Create some width. Great ball into the corner.
Down for Trudy Carter going to the end line. Carter going to hold it up. Now pushing it through. Going to send it in. Far post, a little hard. Rabo Hawksdaughter on the overlap. Cannot quite get there, and it's going to go back to USF. So here is Andrea Hawksdaughter now. Bull still with it. Trying to make something out of this possession, but a bad pass won back by the Bearcats. That's J.C. Brown. USF still with it. And back it comes for Lotta Fenifas from Brianna Blethen. Blethen normally not a starter either. Again, we mentioned this is a different lineup. Hamrick and Blethen normally don't start, but they're in today.
And you saw the advantage that Trudy Carter brings one-on-one in the corner. She was able to cross the ball a little bit too far, but once again, finally starting to click in. USF getting the better of possession, combining with the 1-2s, finding those gaps.
Here is Vion trying to go in. Maybe a shot for Skeet. It is a shot off the post. And it's going to be cleared out by the Bearcats. Boy, just missed. And USF still with it.
Once again, Jim, just as I was saying, they're connecting with the 1-2s. Skeet gets a great ball on top of the box, turns. Great left-footed shot to the far post. I think the goalkeeper just barely touched it. Smith, look at this great turn. This is the turn right here. Gets around, goes far post. And the keeper, we're going to give her a save on that one. But once again, that's what's going to work for USF. 1-2s, draw the defenders out of Cincinnati out, and then you can get that space behind them.
Goal kick coming up here for Natalie Smith, a senior. She's a local girl out of Cincinnati, 8-2-2 this year for the Bearcats. And she'll put it back in play. So really a good offensive possession there for USF. Off the post, but not in.
Well, if you're Denise Brown right now and the USF coaching staff, you want to keep the pressure up. You want to send the lines forward, and you got to keep creating that width. Carter's doing a good job just standing on the touchline, getting the ball and playing that early ball and all the way to the players in the back, Rambo, and just moving the ball around out of USF, just exactly what you're supposed to do.
Cincinnati with the possession now, trying to move forward. And you can see the Bulls swarming on it. Cross inside by Huber, going for Gavorski. Kelly Burney going to get it for USF and make the turn to get it out of trouble.
Well, I did say, Jim, that Fenifas was going to be quite busy today, and that pretty much has been the case. She's been all over the place. Now, one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to see her marking. She's got to be the free player behind. You want to bring Rabo, the left fullback, marking so you can have your center back free and she can provide that depth in the back. 10 to 15 yards. Of course, when you're around the 18, 5-7 yards is good enough.
Down the right side come the Bearcats. Blethen trying to chase. That's going to go over the end line. It'll be a corner kick coming up here for the University of Cincinnati.
Cincinnati doing a good job just getting that corner kick. This is when they got to take care of the ball. Take your time, send numbers up, and then make sure you execute. As you can tell, they have the quick set piece over there in the corner. They choose not to do it, but once again, numbers up. Everybody from Cincinnati, except for the captain, number 11, as the referee has a little chat with the mismatch in the box. You can see a lot of pulling, a lot of jabbing.
Taylor Pavlika will take the corner. Should be an outswinger, right-footed. Coming out around the 18, trying to get a header, can't do it. Cincinnati maybe with one final possession. Chance inside, and it's going to be over the top. Not a good one that time by Hall and Elf, and it'll be a goal kick for USF. Jonathan Weiner is our referee today. Martin Bell is the senior assistant referee along the near side. Hassan Belmania is the junior assistant referee, and our fourth alternate official today is Eddie Fumiura. So Kat Elliott will put it in play.
Yeah, half the defender from Cincinnati had a lot more time than she thought. She rushed that cross, went far post. There's nobody there. She actually had enough time, Jim, to bring the ball down, have a good look, because she was pretty much one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
Well, the one-timers are great when they work.
The one-timers are great when you hit the frame or you put it on someone's head.
Jordan Listro trying to clear it out. Trudy Carter will do the same for USF. And you can see the red-shirted Bearcats swarm the ball. This time they go back a little bit. Trying to make a play there is Kayla Utley. And the ball is knocked away from Kelly Burney, but it'll be a throw-in anyway for the Bulls.
Yeah, that's dangerous right there. You do not want to lose the ball in the back. If you're Kelly Burney, just get rid of the ball.
Now, Burney not used to taking throws because he's normally a stopper. Threw that one pretty well, and we got a foul called here on USF, and Letitia Skeet not a happy camper on that one.
No, that's a good point you bring up. When you're used to being the stopper sweeper, all of a sudden you're the right fullback. Your timing is going to be a little different. You're not going to have as much time as you think you do. And this another great chance right here for Taylor Pavlika on the reset start.
Well, she'll put it in the 18. We're pretty sure of that. Now let's see where she goes with it. She's going to go straight in, and it's just going to be wide, and it'll be a goal kick for the Bulls.
Yeah, I thought she was, Coach Neal didn't quite like that. Said, you know what, that ball needs to be played right in the penalty spot. Give your team a chance. All of a sudden, you committed 10 players, and, the ball goes out of bounds. Give your team a chance. Drive the ball into the penalty spot. Get the goalkeeper out, and then it's going to be on for a little flick.
Ball won there by Halen Alf. And this is Andrea Hogstadter back to Burney. And back to Kat Elliott. And you can see the pressure coming. Elliott has to get it back up the field where it's won by Vanessa Shields and taken away by Evelyn Vian. But it comes back again for Tiffany Huber.
Oh, it's on for sure, Jim, sorry. You know they're coming. Every time the ball gets played in the back for USF, the fullbacks need to get rid of the ball because the pressure is going to come from Cincinnati for sure.
Jessica Hamrick trying to get it out of trouble. Finds Letitia Skeet. That's a good pass. And Skeet's got some room to run. Trying to go to Evelyn Vian. Vian will take the shot, but here comes Carter up the right side. Can Trudy get a look? Vian had it blocked. Bravo! Rather, Andrea Hogstadter just over the top. Goal kick Cincinnati.
Hogstadter with the best chance for USF. And you know why the reason she didn't score that, Jim? Because she hit the ball with the wrong foot. That should have been a left-footed shot right there. Look, a great cut, and that's what you want to put in the outside. Watch this right here. That's a left-footed one-time it, and she wants to hit it with the outside of her right foot. No angle right there, but great chance for USF. You can tell how much bringing the player from the outside in just creates havoc space-wise.
Early shot totals, Bulls with 5 and the Bearcats without one so far. Natalie Smith has been under a little bit of pressure, but Cincinnati certainly has had some possession. Here's Andrea again. Andrea Hogstadter trying to come up for Evelyn Vian, and it's going to be sent back. And can Smith keep it in play? And she will.
Andrea's would love to have that chance back, and it happened so fast that her reaction was just to knock it with the outside of her right foot. What a great chance, clear chance for USF, the best one of this match.
And Gavarski's pass knocked across the touchline by Lotta Fenifat. So a throw in here for the Bearcats, who switch the field around a little bit.
And you can tell the Browns, Denise and Chris Brown having a chat. Denise did not like that ball they lost in the back, and of course, this is the type of game, Jim, that you pressure, you have some chances. You don't want to give that one goal, that one chance. It's just so frustrating as a coach and as a player when you push and press. And all of a sudden, the other team just has one chance.
Ball in the box and a goal for Cincinnati. A goal for the Bearcats, and they're going to count it. There was no offside on the play, and Cincinnati takes the early 1-0 lead. We'll have to pick it up and see who actually got it.
Absolutely. Let's see the replay. Not sure that wasn't offsides. That's a shot from the outside. Gets deflected.
See if they give it the official scorekeeper off to our right here in the press box. But the Bearcats take a 1-0 lead here, and now, Eddie, now you have to wonder, the new system that USF has put in, do you stay with it?
And that's exactly what I was talking about, Jim, that you press. You don't put away your chances. Cincinnati has one. That's the only one they've had. They take advantage of that, and you have to wonder, is the new system hurting them right now? Changing at the very last minute? Now, USF is creating chances. They've had a couple of good ones, so it comes down to execution. They got to come back and put one away. Put your chances away, because now Cincinnati is looking good, looking pretty. They got the score, they got the time. Gave it to Vanessa Gillis.
They gave it to Vanessa Gillis, and she also scored on Thursday at UCF.
The
She's
captain,
out of the back.
a center back, scored against UCF. Man, what a weekend she's having.
Sounds like the American Athletic Conference Player of the Week standing
Absolutely.
right there.
You heard it from the man, Jim, saying she is.
Little early yet.
Listen, when you have that type of production, Jim, out of a center back going on the road.
That's true.
Listen,
true.
She's like in the state of Florida right now.
Well, there's Hamrick going to Vian. Vian with 11 goals this year. She's only had an assist in her last 4, though. She's got a look. Shot taken and a goal! Evelyn Vian, and that will even up at 1 apiece. And that is what we have seen out of that brilliant freshman all year.
Brilliant is correct. What a strike from about 30 out. She gets the ball right here. Watch this turn. Turns one player, looks up, and just completely unleashes the demons right there. VN making it 1-1 for the USF Bulls. That's what you want. That's the way to counter. You get scored on, what do? You turn around, make it 1-1 right away. What a great strike right here. And if you're Cincinnati, you cannot afford to give that much space in front of your 18.
Well, I've seen her play a lot this year, and what she does really well is when she gets an opening, she flat out takes it and shoots it. And this was her 12th goal of the season, but it is her first goal in 5 games. Teams have started to really defend her well, but boy, she was wide open on that shot and didn't miss.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't care who you had defending that or goalkeeping for that matter, because that thing was moving.
Long ball back down by the Bearcats, and you would think now, Eddie, a little bit, Cincinnati, I don't know if I want to use the word shell-shocked, but Cincinnati certainly had all the momentum, and one quick hit by Evelyn Vian kind of changed it.
Great strike to the far post. You're right, and what it does, it kills the momentum for Cincinnati as well. Now they have to regroup, and let's be honest, they got their goal kind of in a counter. That's all they're going to try to do, counter. They're going to go back to their possession game out of the back, playing so direct going forward. And, of course, if you're USF right now, you got to ride the momentum. You got to do the 1-2s. You got to use the width. You got to keep going forward and trying to get that 2-1 before the half.
All deflected back by Jordan Listro. Good crowd on hand here today, by the way, on Senior Day. No surprise there. There is Letitia Ski taking one for the team as well. We're going to get our first sub of the game. It'll belong here to Cincinnati. Coming in will be Taylor Jackson. She is a senior out of Cincinnati, Indian Hill High School, transfer out of Miami of Ohio. And coming out will be Julie Gavorski. So I think, Eddie, that's a little surprise to me. Maybe Julie's not getting open like she ought to.
Right. You see she really hasn't touched the ball. So you bring her out just to give her a little bit of a breather, just settle down as you see that jersey grabbing. The referee closing off. He says play on. But you're right, though. We haven't seen her touch the ball at all.
And there was Jackson right away getting involved for Cincinnati. Bulls equal to that, though, as Jordan Listro will come up and clear it back up the field. With it now for Cincinnati is Vanessa Giles, the goal scorer. Trying to get it away from Skeet. Skeet's going to be called for a foul. Second time now, Letitia Skeet's been a little unhappy with the call.
That's right. Vanessa Giles say, hey, why don't you call the first one? And if you do that, the second one doesn't happen. She's calling for that. Both players going for the ball. The referee close enough. Once again, the captain doing a good job just keeping that shape in front.
Free kick coming up here for Jordan Listro and the Bulls, and she'll probably get it to the 18. We'll see. Maybe she just gives it off to the side. She has Bernie to her right. Looks like she's going to go deep. Into the box it will be. Flag is up and not acknowledged. Play on.
I don't know what he's calling because...
Let's see if he waits. Now he sees the flag up, and now he'll call the offside.
Yeah, I don't think they were offside, so of course he's got the angle, and we don't from here. What a great driven ball by Listros. That's what you want to do. Drive the ball into the box right around the penalty spot, and he's got to be driven. You don't want to hang the ball up. Keeper will have the advantage, or a defender for that matter.
Well, as valuable as Carlotta Fenefas has been to the Bulls, I think you could make the case that Jordan Listro, senior out of Toronto, has been equally as valuable. She normally plays the defensive midfielder's role, and it's kind of a thankless job. You're basically defending, but you're not defending. You're also getting involved, and it's a tough job.
It is so tough. It is definitely the unhung serial of any team. You play that defensive center mid role. You gotta run. You gotta tackle. Most of the times you don't get the ball, and it's just one of those, as you mentioned, thankless jobs that you see in soccer.
And there was Listro coming over to deflect the pass. And that will get the Bulls' Cat Elliott a goal kick here. So we're all even at 1. USF's only shot of the match, a rocket by Evelyn Vian that evened it up after an early Vanessa Giles goal for Cincinnati. And a free kick coming up for the Bulls.
We're going to venture here, Jamie, and say that's pretty much your goal of the week, if not, your goal of the season for USF. Just what a great strike. It had all the elements of a great build-up for a team. USF played the ball into the hole. She was able to spin. She took care of one player. Now Listros once again with a chance to drive the ball into the box.
Second time. Looks like Smith wants to come out on this one, and she will make the play.
Yeah, but see, on that one, she hung the ball up, and goalie's always going to have the advantage. You want to drive that ball. Drive it with a purpose. A lot easier for a forward just to flick the ball. On that one, when you hang the ball, you can see right here in the replay, the goalkeeper's going to come out, take one step, catch the ball at the highest point, and the forwards will never have a chance to get there, to challenge for that.
Battle with Listro trying to get it there for USF. And it'll come back now for the Bulls as they try to build. Andrea Hawksdaughter flicks it on looking for Vian, and Vian can't quite get it. Cleared back up nicely there by Vanessa Giles. USF with it. That's a Hamrick pass. Finds Listro coming up. Listro down the right side for Trudy Carter. Carter measuring to see what she wants to do. She'll come back for Listro, lobs it in. Trying to get it to Vian inside. And we got a foul, it looks like, inside on Vian.
Yeah, Ski got called for the push, but good idea by Listros playing that early ball with an in swinger. And once again, she's playing the ball out wide for number 18, Carter, who really hasn't crossed the ball once with her right foot. What she does do is get the ball out wide, takes the player one-on-one, cuts the ball with her left, and tries to do the in swinger. I would like for her to get to the in line every once in a while and show us a different look, cross the ball with the right, and that way you can keep that fullback honest.
Hamrick tried to flick it on, flicked it the wrong way, and Fennefoss, under some pressure, will keep it. Spinning ball here.
Yeah.
One back by Cincinnati. This is Lopresti. And is cleared back up by Bernie.
You cannot get caught up if you're Fennefoss trying to play out of the back. You got to get rid of the ball. You're the last player. And this is where the system change, Jim, is going to hurt them a little bit. They're not used to playing these positions.
It comes now, Andrea Hawksdaughter. USF building out of its back. Not a good pass, but Listro right there where she needs to be. Jordan Hamrick trying to get it. Nice header by Giles again. And boy, she is everywhere in the center of that defense for the Bearcats.
Just right on cue. As soon as we start talking about Listros, she's picked up her game and she's everywhere. Marking, tackling, winning balls, doing her job defensively. And of course, she's the type of player who can bring something at the attack as well, as we see her here in this challenge with a little bit of a hockey check from behind, if you will.
Trying to keep it in play over there and unable to do so is Bree Costigan. Cincinnati will get a couple of subs at the next available opportunity. Katie Cooperis and Bailey Wilson getting ready to come in. USF without a sub so far, and Denise Schulte-Brown normally does substitute quite often during a game. We've seen games where she's had as many as 10 or 12 in a game. And of course, I think the play dictates it here, and right now she's satisfied with what she has.
Well, you're right, and more than anything right now, Jim, this is the case where you don't want to mess with a system, and because you kind of introduce a new system, any new players right now that are not used to it, that could be a liability. So you want to treat this new system, try to be careful with it as much as you can. You would like to get on the board again 2-1 before you start making some subs.
Well, Weldon and Alf is out, and as we mentioned, coming into the game is Katie Cooperis and Bailey Wilson for Cincinnati. So the Bearcats will get a throw here, and it'll be Tiffany Huber to take it. And a referee, Jonathan Weiner, says no further. Why do soccer players do that? They always try to cheat, move the ball up a little bit. You never did that, right?
Of course not. I took 20 yards instead of 2.
Okay.
It's just one of those things that you get. It's just that psychological battle.
It is.
You think you're getting one, and the more, and you're always going to push the envelope, right? Watch this throw right here. Always a weapon for Cincinnati.
Pavlika drops the throw back instead this time. Comes to Utley. Utley's got a look. It's going to send it far post and a little bit too much. Tried to get it to Taylor Jackson, couldn't do it.
But it's a great idea, Jim. They set the ball that comes all the way to the center back. Nobody from USF stepping up. She has enough time to tee it up. Looks for that far post for somebody to flick it just a little bit high, because I tell you what, she had an open player to the far post, and that could have been a great chance for Cincinnati.
Julia Abbott in and Lizzie Ernfelt in for Cincinnati. Cutler will sit, and so will Tiffany Huber. So head coach Neil Stafford making some changes here on this. I wouldn't say scorching hot. We certainly know this is not real hot, but it's still warm out there, and it's a high sky.
No, but I tell you what, though, I like his mentality right now. I like his thinking, because you want to keep fresh legs on the field. Knowing that he's going to play that defensive scheme, you want to keep fresh legs. So at any given time, your players can match out.
Well, here comes Listra with it, trying to go to Vian. Vian tries to touch it down. Drops it off. This is Andrea Hawksdaughter again. Back inside looking for Skeet, and it's going to be cleared out very nicely there by the Bearcats. One of the Tiffany Huber knocked it out. So here comes Peyton Cook. This is the first sub for head coach Denise Schulte-Brown. Senior Peyton Cook, 1 of 10 honored today, and it looks like the Bulls will get Rabo Hawksdaughter out of the game, and that is a little bit of an unusual sub, again, maybe because of the system, because Rabo usually stays in.
I was going to say, Rabo's not used to coming off. A player who's got a great left foot, a player that loves to go forward. She provides so much going forward, especially being a defensive player. But I think today is because of the being senior day and trying to get some of those seniors on the field.
Goal kick by Smith. Nobody wants it. Cincinnati tried to flick it on, and Fennefoss will run it back and actually go sideways here for Kelly Burney, who's got a little room if she wants it. Ran into Lopresti there and just switches the point of attack once again.
Yeah, now look at the switch. Look how much space they have. Every time they go side to side, they're shifting all Cincinnati. And look, once again, switching that ball, not something USF does so well. And Cincinnati hasn't caught up yet. They haven't caught up to the idea that you got to close that gap. If not, they're going to swing you from side to side, and you're about to give up some space behind.
Cleared back out again by Giles. Bulls normally only play with Vian up top, but Skeet is up there as well as part of the switch. So the Bulls are actually playing with 2 strikers here this afternoon. And Skeet has been involved, probably more so than I've seen her in the past. She's getting a lot of touches on the ball.
Well, playing that 3 system in the back, Jim, as opposed to 4, it frees out that player. So now what Denise Brown did, it's added an extra forward. As you mentioned, they normally play with a 1 on top. Now they're playing with 2 and 3 in the back.
Fennefoss wisely turns it right. And we'll look for Listro. And we got a foul called on Cincinnati. It's going to go on Lopresti. And so a free kick here for the Bulls. We are about a half hour in, quarter hour left here in the first half. And Kelly Burney will put it in play. Game all even at 1. American Athletic Conference action here at the University of South Florida in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, Fennefoss doing a good job defensively for USF, just clearing anything out of the back, anything and everything.
Well, Skeet gets her 3rd foul. It's a good thing it's not basketball. She'd be in trouble.
Or hockey. She would have served 2 minutes already for.
That's right. So a free kick coming up. This is Giles again. And she'll look long. Headed up into the air by Jessica Hamrick coming in, making a play.
Chris Brown, the assistant coach, did not like that no call. You can tell the Cincinnati player climbed the ladder for that challenge and totally made contact with the USF defender.
Now this is Lotta Fennefoss, and that's what she can do. She's coming out of the back here. She's trying to find Vian. Vian was on the move, couldn't do it, and guess who reads that one well? That's Vanessa Giles again. And Fennefoss right back at her.
It's a great idea going up, but when you're playing 3 in the back, Jim, you have to be really careful. You lose the ball or get caught up in transition. Absolutely. So now one of your midfielders have to be smart enough to stay when you're past that line. Somebody else has to cover for you, because if not, you're going to be man-to-man in the back, and we know we don't like that in the back. 1-on-1, anything can happen.
Costigan sends it deep. Looking down there once again for Jackson. Ball will cross the end line. And it will be a corner kick for the Bearcats. I don't know whether the Bulls are going to like that call either.
They gave the call to Taylor Jackson. Cincinnati, once again, you see her going to the end line, and right at the end, she crosses the ball. I thought that ball was out of bounds already, but of course referee has the better angle than we do. Corner kick for Cincinnati. See if they can capitalize here on that set piece.
Taylor Pavelka will take it. She's taken them all so far. She's got a partner there in Costigan if she wants it, but I don't think so. Looks like she will go deep. It's a little low this time. She's going to run on first. Bulls will do it. Brianna Blethen gets it out. The Bearcats want to. Trying to build down that left side, but just unable to get there with Bree Costigan.
The play was there, not the right execution, but I know for a fact, Jim, that Cincinnati spends a lot of time in corner kicks and set pieces too.
Big hand for Grace Adams, Golden Grace, they call her here at USF, for those 2 overtime goals. She will give Andrea Hawk's daughter a breather here, and that is pretty much a normal substitution pattern.
Well, I'll tell you what, she's coming in with 12 and a half minutes. Let's see if she can continue and make it a trifecta here. 3 for 3 coming in, especially off the bench.
Well, she likes to wait. Now, she had it in the 103rd minute against Temple, and then the 97th minute here on Thursday against East Carolina. Foul called against Grace Adams. So a quick free kick, or at least it looked like it was. Now they're going to back off.
And, you know, certain players, of course, Coach Denise Brown told us, you know what, right now, she's not a 90-minute player, and it's okay. Everybody plays a role on a team, and she knows that she can come off the bench. By now, she has read Cincinnati's defense. She knows, you know, who's good at what, who's right-footed, left-footed, and now she can go to work, of course, with a full tank of gas. Coming in here, using that placing speed that she has, and that great quality of a finisher that she is, hoping to give USF that lead.
Skeet trying to get a touch. It'll come back into the middle for Cincinnati. And once again, trying to send it down to that left side. On the run, and it's going to be won back by Trudy Carter. Trying to get it to Abbott, could not make it work. Now back inside for Cincinnati. This time is Cooperus, and the Bulls get it back. And Jessica Hamrick with it. She has played the entire first half. She has not been a starter this year, and you really have to give her a lot of credit, especially in this warm day.
Well, you know, you spend so many games in the bench waiting for your chance, and here she is making the most out of it.
Cincinnati coming up now with Cooperus again. Her shot will be gathered in easily by Kat Elliott.
You know, that's a good idea. I like the fact that she wanted to take a shot from 25 out. You really want to test the goalkeeper. She really hasn't had anything on goal other than, of course, that the first goal was kind of a close range shot. But other than that, nothing from around the 18.
Well, how about the flick there by Carter that kept the ball alive for USF? Adams goes to that far side. Peyton Cook gets the touch. And this is Brianna Blethen. Blethen, another non-starter that has played the entire game for the Bulls here this afternoon. Down that side, looking over there for Taylor Jackson. Fenna Foss with it, trying to guide it over the end line, and will corner kick, or rather goal kick coming up for USF. Cincinnati with a sub coming into the game is PK rather, and the Bulls will also get a sub in. And this is the senior, Estefania Fuentes, getting a chance to play here today on Senior Day. And Letitia Skeet will sit. And I have a feeling Denise Schulte-Brown will get a few of the seniors in today, Eddie, who have not had the opportunity much this year.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to get some of those players a chance to play being Senior Day. But you're right, though. Another one of the players who, Blethen, Brianna, who normally has not been a starter, you got to give her credit. She just came off the bench and started the game and has done a pretty good job just holding the ball on top.
Bearcats also looking to make a couple more subs coming on. Looks like the Bulls will as well. Nikki Louderback getting ready to come, and Gudrun Sigurd, our daughter, who normally starts but did not start today in this new system, she's looking to get in as well. So we'll get some subs here pretty quickly. Good throw into the box. That's headed back out. How about that by Fuentes? Gets that touch now. And it's going to go over the end line. Goal kick USF.
Right place, right time. Get rid of the ball. That's what you want inside your 6-yard line. Just get rid of the ball inside the 18. However you can. And as you mentioned, we have 2 subs here.
Dominguez and Stubblebine coming in here for Cincinnati. And we mentioned the Bulls subs. Coming out will be Brianna Blethen and Jessica Hamrick, the 2 non-starters. So they played, what, about 37 minutes?
Yeah, that's good quality minutes right there. And you talk about one of the players who plays all the time, Sigurd, our daughter, in the back, number 7. She's going to play as a midfielder today with all the subs and the change of formation. I'd like her to come back a little bit more and just get the ball a little bit deeper, so establish those 1-2s and try to get the ball going forward.
Well, there's Adams making a play. She's going to go far left side here. Lauterbach gets her first touch, trying to send it on. And it will be sent back. Some pressure here. Sigurdar daughter putting some heat on, and the ball comes to the far side. Bearcats trying to build there. Both, it looks to me, Eddie, like they're stepping up the high pressure a little bit here.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You know, they're stepping out the numbers. Once again, look at the back. They're playing those 3 in the back, so that gives you the flexibility number-wise just to send players up, and now they're putting pressure on that. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure that they're going to try to get that 2-1 before the half. Try to get some shots on goal, try to create some chances.
Bernie tried to go to beyond on that one. It's sent back out.
And that's what happens when you put pressure. As you see Coach getting off the bench, Neil Stafford did not like that. He says, send the ball forward as soon as you can. You cannot get caught in transition. This is a good chance for USF to put pressure and get the numbers up.
Bernie got the pass back from Fuentes. Here's Listro trying to go through. Can it run on? Fuentes trying to get there and just cannot do it. Goal kick for Cincinnati.
A little bit too heavy of a touch. You're right, looking for Fuentes. A great ball. And right now for USF, as we see this replay right here, just winning the ball and tackle. Great idea playing the ball on the ground. Fuentes with a good run. Just a little bit too heavy of a touch. But the movement on and off the ball, Jim, has to be there. USF has to do a lot of running for each other, if you will. Before you get the ball, make those runs, make that commitment. That way, by the time you get the ball, you're in a good chance and a good position to make something happen with the ball.
6 shots for USF, only 2 for Cincinnati. And interestingly enough, no saves either side. There's been a lot of action, not a lot of saves. This one will come back to Elliott, guided by Fennefoss. And so Kat Elliott will move everybody back up, put it back in play. Clock becoming a factor here in the first half, heading to those final 5 minutes. Got about 6 left.
You talk about
how about the final 5? They can be dangerous, right?
Absolutely. We talked about the first 5 and the last 5, always dangerous. But you talked about saves, Jim. How about the shot by VN? There's no way that was going to be a
save on that one. No save on that one, that's for sure.
She would have been lucky just to get a glove on that.
Throw in coming up here by PK, and she'll send it down. And the left side, it'll come for Jackson. Long throw by Bernie.
Okay.
And we got a whistle and a foul called here on USF. I think they got Listro for the foul.
Yeah, and this is something that you cannot do, should not do, rather, if you're USF Bull right now. The last 5 minutes, don't give any cheap fouls outside the box. Once again, this is a good chance for Cincinnati. They're going to take their time. They're going to send everybody forward, if not 2, because of the set piece, and they're going to dump it in the box, trying to get something on goal.
Well, Pavlika's been doing it the entire game, and she'll tee it up again. No one near her, so I suspect this will go in. Let's see if she tries to take the shot. Nope, this time she goes into the box. Elliott coming out, and Kat Elliott makes the play. And, Eddie, one of those, if you come out, you better get it.
Absolutely. Good job by the goalkeeper coming out, owning her box. Kat Elliott, you talk about her percentages, her saves. But once again, it wasn't a great driven ball. She kind of hung it up a little bit, Pavlika. So giving the goalkeeper a chance, and here comes the counter.
And this is Carter. Trudy trying to go to the end line. Deals with her. Got it through, and a shot right into the hands of Natalie Smith. Bulls came very close to number 2, and that was Gudrun Sigurdar daughter with a shot.
That's why I want to see her get into the end line, and here you see her. She gets to the end line. She crosses the ball. Good chance. Sigurdar daughter just finds the ball right there at the very last minute. It was more of a reaction more than a shot, but at least it's on goal. And once again, look at that speed by number 18, Carter, doing a good job. Get into the end line, be your defender, and cross that ball as hard as you can.
Well, there's our first save.
There's one, you're right.
Right there.
There's one.
Carter trying to keep it in play, and it's going to be won by Sigurdar daughter, who's going to get a little opening here. Going down for Vian, and Evelyn's going to get a chance to run it down. Pavlika couldn't get it. This is going to be 1-on-3. Evelyn's looking for that opening. There it is where she thought it was, and it's going to be deflected, and it will be kept in play by the Bearcats.
Evelyn Vian with a great chance, took just way too long, dribbling players. After she took the first two, she should have had the shot. She cut the ball to her right foot. That's when you got to release the ball. Unfortunately, by the time she cut the ball, her touch wasn't a good one, so she was too far out with that angle. Good chance, though. Sigurd Dardada with a great through ball going into the space. That could have been the second one for USF.
Well, you can see Evelyn Viandra going up and almost talking to the goalkeeper, Natalie Smith, here. And again, I think that's a sign the Bulls are going to try to put a little bit more high pressure on here. And Sigurd Dardada almost had it there, couldn't get it, coming back the other way. And that's a header up there, very nicely by Nikki Lauterbach, one of the seniors here.
No, and this is when you want to put pressure. You're pretty much 2:30 left in this game. Go at it. Send the lines up. You got nothing to lose. Your three defenders in the back have been doing a great job defensively, other than the goal. And, of course, your goalkeeper, Kat Elliott, has done just a great job on goal. As we see, once again, that foul from behind.
So here's Giles. Looking for Jackson. Fennefoss gets in the way. And we kind of look like another foul called here on USF. And a goal-scoring opportunity here for Cincinnati. And this one doesn't look like it has much of an angle.
No, but you know what, Jim? The more you give them a chance, the more chances they get. Now we're going into their fifth, sixth free kick outside the box. And one of those, all he takes is one.
Quick restart, though, goes inside. Did not set it up. There's a chance, and it's flicked high into the air. Not much on it. Sigurd Dardada back there trying to get it out for USF. And cleared it back out are the Bulls. So an opportunity kind of wasted there. Dominguez had a look and couldn't quite get it on. So here is Vian going to try to get Carter on. And Carter going to get it. Now still 1-on-3 again. Can the Bulls provide some support? Cannot. And Cincinnati comes back the other way.
Julie Gavarski with a defensive tackle at the end. Good job, because, you know, number 18 for the Bulls was going. Carter was getting to that end.
Ocean
with
Park,
a good chance.
Ocean Park in for Evelyn Vian, so the Bulls goal scorer comes out for the final minute of the first half.
1 minute remaining.
So it'll be throw by USF. Fuentes tried to get ahead on it. Adams does. Cincinnati wins it back. That's by Utley. And another throw for the Bulls. Final minute of the first half. Looks like we're going to be even going into the break. Down the left side comes Jackson. And how about Jordan Listro? We've seen her do that a lot. Let's see, the Bulls have one more in them here. Remember, the clock is official in college soccer. And it's going to be cleared out. Nice defensive play by Kayla Utley.
I tell you, what a job Jordan Listro has done in this first half for the USF Bulls. She's been just forced to be reckoned with. Both sides of the ball. Defensively, she wins those tackles. Going forward, she has the ability to send that through ball.
And so we have come to the end of the first half here this afternoon at the Corbett Soccer Stadium on the campus of the University of South Florida. Not much to give. We're all even at 1 here between the Bulls and the Cincinnati Bearcats. And Eddie, as the teams make their way towards the locker rooms here, your impressions of the first half. And now the shots are 8-3 USF. I don't know. Is it an 8-3 game in terms of possession? I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, no, you're right. Perhaps not an 8-3 game. Definitely USF with a little bit of a better possession going forward. However, we know that Cincinnati was going to come here. We're going to sit back a little bit, play that long-range percentage as far as trying to play their attacking. So we know the coaching staff for Cincinnati, starting with Neil Stafford, they knew what they had to do. They went to UCF, got a result. They came here, and they're looking to do the same thing by being very good offensively, just staying to the scheme, really. They're going to play defense. They're going to clear out of the back. They're going to be so direct. So if you're USF now, do you keep the same scheme? Do you go back to your normal four in the back? Or, you know, Denise Brown gamble a little bit. You know, she kind of paid for that one mistake. But the question is, do you go back and play 4 in the back, or do you stick with 3 and try to get your chances going forward?
Well, we will see. We are at the half. We're all even at 1. Coming up now is the American Digital Network halftime show. We'll be back really soon.
Haley Outen here from the American Digital Network studio. Thanks
for tuning into the Rise. Let's get you caught up across the conference. Let's kick it off with men's soccer. There is a three-way tie for first place in the American standings entering the 5th week of conference play. Cincinnati, UConn, and USF each lead the way with a 3-1 mark. Cincinnati shut out its opponent for the second game in a row as they defeated Temple 4-0 Saturday night at Gettler Stadium. The Bearcats scored 4 or more goals in a match for the first time since 2014. UC also picked up its 8th win of the season with the victory over the Owls and surpassed its entire win total from last year in the process. USF snapped UConn's 7-game win streak with a 1-0 win over the Huskies Saturday at Maroney Stadium. Melvin Beckett scored the game-winning tally for the Bulls in the 22nd minute. He was named to the league's honor roll this week for his effort against the Huskies. In other conference action, SMU notched its first win in American play with a 4-0 shutout of Memphis Saturday at Mike Rose Stadium. Garrett McLaughlin led the Mustang offense with 3 points in the win. Tulsa scored 2 goals in the final 10 minutes of play in a 3-2 come-from-behind victory over UCF Saturday at the Hurricane Soccer Complex. Rolly Rocha scored the game-winning goal in the 87th minute for Tulsa. Midfielder Ryan Melling finished with 6 points for Cincinnati last week and claimed American Offensive Player of the Week honors. Melling tallied 3 points, a goal, and an assist in wins over IUPUI and Temple. USF defender Prosper Figby earned back-to-back American Defensive Player of the Week accolades after leading the USF back line in a 1-0 shutout at UConn. The sophomore center back broke up several Husky chances as the Bulls defense held UConn scoreless in 90 minutes of action. American Goalkeeper of the Week Pedro Diaz recorded 2 shutouts and 2 wins last week. He made 11 saves in the 2-0 week, including a season-high 7 against Temple. He now has 7 shutouts on the year. Tulsa freshman Matthew Puig earned American Rookie of the Week honors after scoring 2 goals last week as the Hurricane defeated then number 6 Creighton and UCF at home. Puig had a team-best 6 shots in 78 minutes and scored the game-winning goal in the 89th minute against the Blue Jays. He added his 2nd goal of the week in the 81st minute in Saturday's 3-2 win over the Knights. And over to the women's side, history was made in Memphis on Friday as senior forward Valerie Sanderson scored her 48th and 49th career goals to become the program's all-time leader for goals scored in the Tigers' 4-0 shutout of Tulsa. Sanderson opened the match by breaking the record in the 16th minute with help from Marie Levasseur and Serena Dolan. Michaela Morton and Jessica Lisi also scored for the Tigers, with Lisi picking up Rookie of the Week honors for her efforts. UConn honored their seniors in winning fashion on Sunday as they defeated USF 3-1. Stephanie Ribeiro found the back of the net twice in the first half. Ribeiro and Rachel Hill would link up again in the second half, this time resulting in a goal for Hill. The Huskies would go on to win the match 3-1 on Senior Day in their last guaranteed home game of the season in stores. Ribeiro was named the week's Offensive Player of the Week for the 3rd time this season for her efforts against USF, but also for an impressive performance against UCF, where the forward had 1 goal and 2 assists. Cincinnati also picked up a big win on Sunday as the Bearcats blanked SMU for their first conference loss of the season. Julie Gavorski opened the match with a penalty kick in the 18th minute and would net her 2nd goal of the game as the forward scored off a free kick to give the Bearcats the 2-0 victory. Gavorski was named to this week's honor roll, while teammate Vanessa Giles won Defensive Player of the Week as she blocked 2 shots in the match. Goalkeeper of the Week honors went to Houston's Rachel Estepare. The sophomore allowed only 1 goal in 220 minutes over the weekend. She saved a season-best 10 saves against Cincinnati, only to top her performance against East Carolina with 11 saves on Sunday. Don't forget, you can catch more women's soccer action live on the American Digital Network this weekend as Cincinnati heads to USF on Sunday for a 1 p.m. kickoff. Now over to volleyball, where after 4 weeks of conference play, defending champion SMU and preseason favorite Cincinnati are tied at the top of the standings with 7-1 records. Speaking of SMU, Mustang libero Morgan Heisey took home Defensive Player of the Week honors for the 3rd time this season. Heisey averaged almost 7 digs per set in wins against Tulsa and Memphis, posting 19 digs against the Golden Hurricane. Offensive accolades went to Kia Bright from UCF. Bright recorded double-doubles in wins against UConn and Temple with 25 kills and 10 digs, while hitting almost 37% against the Owls. Over to cross country, where last weekend was the last chance for teams to warm up before the American Cross Country Championships at the end of the month. This week's runner of the week on the men's side was Emmanuel Rodich from Tulane. Rodich won the men's 8K white division at the Pre-National Invitational with a time of 24 minutes 36 seconds, almost 10 seconds faster than the 2nd place finish. The sophomore bested runners from ranked teams Ohio, Miami of Ohio, and Cincinnati, among others. The Women's Runner of the Week award went to Martina Rodriguez-Sala, who finished third in the Alabama Crimson Classic with a time of 20 minutes, 26 seconds. This was Rodriguez-Sala's first 6K race since last year's American Championships, and she bested that time by 10 seconds. And over to golf, where East Carolina junior Lisa Peterson finished 8 under par 208 to claim the 2016 Pinehurst Challenge individual title. Peterson, who was named the Americans Golfer of the Month in September, fired rounds of 72, 65, and 71 to post a career-low 54-hole total of 208, which is tied for the lowest 54-hole score in school history. The Pirates won their second straight tournament of the season after carding a 3 under par 861, which stands as the third lowest 54-hole score in program history. ECU finished 7 strokes ahead of Auburn and 20 shots in front of Maryland. Thanks for tuning in with us on the American Digital Network. Follow along all week for highlights, scores, and updates on your favorite teams. Have a great week, everybody.
For every hero, there is an origin story. An experience that made them who they are. For a new
generation of explorers, pioneers, and innovators. That experience is calling, offering a different kind of education, one guided by distinguished professors who understand experience is the best teacher. For every hero, there is an origin story, an experience that made them who they are. For a new generation of explorers, pioneers, and innovators, that experience is calling, offering a different kind of education, one guided by distinguished professors who understand experience is the best teacher. Greatness lies beyond the classroom. This is where you start. University of Cincinnati. Do more.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
A year removed from a program record 15-win season, the USF soccer team hasn't missed a beat. And despite the graduation of 8 seniors, the team has seamlessly blended youth and experience.
And you're bringing in this whole new class of freshmen, and you've worked so hard to implement principles of offense and defense and the way you want your program to run on and off the field, and you're thinking, oh, we're starting from scratch. This is going to be tough. And this group has just gelled really, really quickly. And even though they're young, they're eager, and almost their ignorance has been blissful.
It gelled really quickly, and they are a great addition to the team, and I think that what we did with them and how we've all come together has been amazing. I think the people that are here with experience helped them a lot because we kind of knew we had more of a burden. We had all these new people that we had to help out and help them get adjusted.
They're your teammate, they're your friend, and they really, I don't think they needed much help really joining in. Like, it's such a talented group.
And after back-to-back heartbreaking losses in the conference championship, this year, the Bulls want to write their own destiny.
Each year, the previous 2 years, we've been really close, and each of them. We've lost in PKs for the past 2 years. So this year, we don't want to leave it up to chance. We don't want to leave it up to PKs. We want to take care of business ahead of time.
From being here for 3 years, this is one of the most special years, and I know people say that, but I genuinely mean that. It's a different group, and I'm excited about it. So I think we're going to take what we have, and we're going to keep working through the rest of the season, and we're going to continue to take care of business because that's what we do best.
We can't get complacent. We have to be willing to push ourselves every single day. So winning, that's our job. So every day we have to go out and do our best to make sure we can win.
The winning starts with the head coach and Denise Schulte-Brown's ability to connect with her players.
You know, I think it's relationship building. I would love to tell you that I know every win and every hard loss, and that's ingrained in my brain, but it doesn't really, it doesn't work like that for me. I'm really, really competitive. I want to win every game, but I know the big picture from coaching this long now, that what you really take away is relationships.
I think it says that she's done an excellent job of turning the program around. She's a very determined woman, and she knows what it takes to win, and I think that she has put a lot of effort and strength into the program, and just getting to 100 wins is an excellent accomplishment for her.
She's actually helped me grow so much as a person and like kind of come out of my shell, and so I'm like so proud of her and how she is now coming up to 100 wins.
She's always open to if anybody needs anything, whether it's soccer related or non-soccer related, and she's just kind of always been there for all of us. So I think she's a great person, a great coach, and she really, really wants to bring out the best in all of us.
I'm not really surprised she's coming up on her 100th win. That girl loves to win. Like, and it's infectious, it's contagious. Like, even in practices, like, if you're not trying to win a little 3v3 scrimmage or a 5v2 keep away, like, Denise isn't happy. So it's just kind of gotten ingrained in all of us that it's all about winning. And so I'm really proud for Denise.
Schulte Brown prepares to hit 100 wins. It serves as a signpost for USF's sustained success from the past, present, and to the future. For Campus Connect from USF, I'm Mike Lefko.
Welcome back to the Corbett Soccer Stadium here on the campus of the University of South Florida. We are even at the half. American Athletic Conference women's soccer action. It is the Bulls and Cincinnati. Jim Henderson, Eddie Rodriguez here with you, and let's go ahead and take a look at some first half stats here, Eddie. And we saw some numbers that says that USF kind of dominating. We mentioned this earlier, but how about the fouls? Been a little chippy, hasn't it?
Well, we knew it was going to be a tough game. Both teams know each other well. There's not a lot of love between these two teams. They know it's do or die situations. Of course, we expected the shots to be a little bit different. 8 as opposed to 2 in Cincinnati, and of course the corners are pretty close. But you know what jumps at you, of course, is that foul category. And, Cincinnati is going to have to go take some more chances in the second half and try to be a little better. We know they're being direct, but they got to hit some shots on goal.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the goals here today. Let's look at USF's goal first. This was Evelyn Vian, and what a shot.
What a shot that was. She collected the ball, turn. What about that release from the ball, going far post, top shelf, nothing the goalkeeper could do. I don't care who you had in goal. That one was going in.
Well, that was probably the best shot for USF, but it just shows, Eddie, how dangerous this girl is when she gets the ball on her feet.
And that's the thing. You talked about giving her some space on top of the 18. You cannot do that. There's times where you can have to double team her as soon as she gets the ball. So 2 things you can do, Jim, you either cut the pass, don't let her get the ball, or once she gets the ball, you got to be the first and the closest person to the ball has to put that pressure. Don't let her look up. Don't let her hit her target. That's how she was able to put that in the top shelf.
And, boy, we've also seen from USF some pretty outstanding play by Grace Adams off the bench, by Trudy Carter, who's been open down the wings a lot, and Letitia Skeet has been playing up top a little bit more than she normally does, and we've seen some action from her too.
That's right. The a.k.a. the super sub who came off the bench who's been able to get it done. And, of course, you talked about different players, just going down and getting their job done. Carter on the right has got some great crosses. And, of course, VN with that great finish. And even the defenders have done a good job in the back, just knowing Fenifaz just playing that sweeper role in that 3 system. Normally she's placed a little bit different. So for USF, it's just a matter of can you get it done in the second half? Can you get it done early?
Well, how about Cincinnati? Now, the Bearcats came out, played really hard, I think, and they have played pretty well for the first 45 minutes, got the early goal by Giles. And, as much as we've talked about players in this game, Vanessa Giles has really stood out. And what hasn't stood out to me is we haven't seen Julie Gavorski that much. She came out pretty early.
You're right. We expected, of course, you're right. Vanessa Giles was great for Cincinnati in the first half. But, I'm a little disappointed as well in Jaworski. We knew she was going to be the forward, and maybe they did, maybe USF concentrated on her too much. They completely shut her off.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the Bearcats' goal. Came early in the game, in fact, at the 17:07 mark, and this was just a bit of a scramble that wound up with Giles getting it.
He was, and that's the difference between when you don't clear the ball with a great chance by the captain right there. She found herself inside the 6-yard line, and that's the quality of a great defender, a great soccer player for that matter. She did not disappoint it. She put him away. She had one chance, one time, took a shot to the far post, and the captain put her team, Cincinnati Bearcats, ahead 1-0 in the match.
What do the Bulls stick with what they did? What do you think?
I would, I think they would. I mean, they're not giving up a lot. Other than that goal they give up, it was an early goal. But, more than that, if anything, I would stick to the system. But this is what I would do, Jim. You got to take care of the ball at center mid. You got to establish a side-to-side play. That way you can find those gaps going forward. And I would tell my outside players like Carter, look, get to the end line and give him some crosses. I would need at least 7 to 8 quality crosses into the box early with a chance for some of the forwards to get their head in there.
Well, we see the starters for USF are back now. Julie Gavorski back for the Bearcats, and I would think Neil Stafford probably wasn't disappointed with the first half at all, but I would think he might want a little bit more on that offensive end out of his team.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of the times as a forward, you can have and I don't want to say it a bad half. It's not she had a bad half. It's just that she really didn't get the ball. And, of course, that's a testament of the USF Bulls and what they did defensively. They were shutting down the pass. They were shutting down those gaps. So you got to give them a little bit of a credit. However, if you're Cincinnati, you got to find a way to get her the ball. She's your number one forward. She's the type of player who can put a team away and a game away. And this is when you need her the most, when the game is on the line.
Well, we're about ready to go here in the second half. The Bearcats will have it first. They're in the visiting Reds with the black shorts. The Bulls in the home whites. And the final 45 underway here at the Corbett Soccer Stadium. Great crowd on hand. Senior day here at USF. Final home game of the season. Bulls have 2 road games left. And that's going to put some heat on them if they don't win this thing here now in terms of getting into the tournament.
You're right, because they got to go away the final 2 games. And, of course, their conference games against the teams that they're sitting higher than they are, if I'm not mistaken. So for them, every game from now on, it's a do or die. You're talking about the season's on the line. So today, they're in a good chance right now. They gotta find a way to get this one down because this is your last home game.
Well, the Bearcats kind of the same situation. 2 conference games remaining. Bulls and Bearcats record even. 3-2-1 in league play. 2 to go after today. Be next weekend, and we'll know where everything finally winds up. Shot taken. Oh, that could have been trouble for USF. That was Gavorski, and Eddie, she just didn't get her toes down, it looked like.
Well, at least we know she came off the dressing room ready to play in second half, as we see the coach, Neil Stanford, giving her the thumbs up, saying, you know what, you were there, right place, not the right execution. Great throw to the far post. She's able to get her foot on the ball, not the right technique. However, she's there. She's ready to put one in, and you know what? You got to give her credit. She'll get one in, or she'll get another chance at least.
8 goals this year, 17 in her career for Cincinnati. And the Bearcats again starting to apply some pressure. Trudy Carter will come up with it, though, for the Bulls, and wants to switch the point of attack, but that's going to not work out too well for USF. That was won back by Ehrenfeld, who stays in the game to start the second half for Cincinnati. And you can see Gavorski and Bernie going at it a little bit on that far side.
Sometimes as a forward, you get frustrated. You're not getting the ball. The defender slips in front of you. And that's just a little friendly reminder, hey, I will be there. I will be here for the next 43 minutes plus overtime if need be. But if there's one thing we know about this Cincinnati Bearcats, Jim, is that they're a type of team that will stick around if you let them. So it's very important for USF to put them away early.
And the ball cleared out there by Natalie Smith. Vian made a turn. Looked like she could try to get there. Just couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, it was a good idea on that turn. Unfortunately, the ball just kind of got away from her.
Throw in for Rabo Hawksdaughter off to our left here on the near side. And she'll get it right into the 18 there. Flicked high into the air by Letitia Skeet. Vian trying to get in, and a foul called on USF.
Yeah, there was that turn that we just saw on the replay.
Vanessa Giles hit the deck there, and so the Bearcats will put it back in play here. Second half just underway here at USF. We're all even at 1. Keep in mind we are playing college soccer, so 2 things apply. 1, the clock is official, and 2, if it's tied, they'll play 2 10-minute sudden death overtime periods. Smith cranks one pretty well here, and we got a foul called on Cincinnati right away.
Yeah, we get that pushing call, and that was...
It looked like they called it on J.C. Brown.
Yeah, Brown. Not just that pulling of the jersey right at the end.
So we'll see whether or not they may call it a little bit tighter. Right? There were 16 fouls in the first half. That's fairly tight, but we'll see. Fennefoss looking in there for Grace Adams, who starts the second half. Here's Skeet, and ball cleared away from her, and they call a handball. Another free kick coming up for the Bearcats.
And you want this ball from Fennefoss. It's a dead ball right there. So you want the ball to be driven all the way to the top, of the box, looking perhaps for Evelyn Vian. But you want to give your team a chance when you hang it up, as we see the
we're going to have a card coming over here. It looks like USF may be getting a card. The bench on USF will get a card.
Yeah, I think that card goes to the assistant coach. I think that's to Jason, if I'm not mistaken. Dowak, and he could have, he could have been yelling something that we can't hear from here. But we had Chris Brown on one side, and he specifically went to Jason, gave him the yellow card.
So our first yellow of the game does not belong to someone on the field. That's a little unusual in and of itself. Well, here is Smith putting it back in play now for the Bearcats.
Well, I know all about yellow cards. I used to collect them, but
you had a few, huh? Okay.
Never red, so yellow. So they're good. You push the envelope a little bit. It's just a little warning. It's all fair, right? Kind of like when you're talking about that throwing, you take 5 yards. They give you 2, you take 5. So it's okay.
Fennefoss makes a nice play there, but ball comes back again to the Bearcats. Andrea Hawkstar unable to keep it. Nice turn move there by J.C. Brown. Brown's going to try to go to the end line. That's a shot, and Kat Elliott will be there to make the play.
Yeah,
so
you
Elliott got up high.
You saw the physicality right there in the middle between, Julie Jaworski. Look at that pushing right there. Actually, that's a little bit too far, but she gets down the line looking for that cross near post. Of course, goalkeeper's going to have that. Brown with a good idea. But, defenders and forwards are going to go at it, especially late in this game. Great chance here for USF.
Carter trying to send Vian on. Smith coming out. Smith will get there just before Vian does. And again, good reads on both sides of that play.
Yeah, Evelyn Vian with a great run into the space. And how about that play by Carter, though? That's great idea. Right pace, right into the space. Vian tried to get there. Oh, just half a step. And, of course, give credit to the goalkeeper coming out.
Gavorski trying to get it. Adams had it taken away from her. Bernie on it now for the Bulls. And Bernie will come for Andrea Hawksdaughter. And Jordan Listro. Listro and Adams kind of playing twin defensive midfielders here. Here's Adams. Looking around. Rabo Hawksdaughter. Once again, it's Adams. Trying to split 2. No call.
Yeah, there's
and cleared out.
Definitely contact there, but the referee only 5 steps away doesn't call it. This is the top again, as we see here. Watch this. She collects the ball. She goes for a little nutmeg right there. There's contact. Enough contact to go down. The referee doesn't call it. And this is one of those games where the referee is going to be close enough. And, it's going to be a tough game. We know there's two teams that they don't like each other very much, so you expect that physical aspect of the game to come out, especially late in the second half.
Throw in USF, Brianna Bleffen to take it. Bulls having it in Cincinnati's end, looking for Skeet. That's headed back out by Giles. This is Adams. She split a couple of last time. She tried again. No, she'll drop it. This is Listro. And not sure where that was. I think she may have wanted to go to beyond, but it went over her head. An easy play for Smith.
And the game is definitely getting a little chippy here. You see the difference, Rabo defending right there. Hawksdaughter against the number 13, Lizzie from Cincinnati. And, the matches are going to happen. When you're playing so tight against a forward and you're a defender, whether it's a defensive center mid or a center back, those challenges are going to happen. And when you spend the better of 90 minutes just challenging and winning, trying to win those battles, it's going to happen.
Bearcats on the attack. This is Bernie and Fennefoss. And finds Trudy Carter. For Andrea Hawksdaughter, nice pass.
Nice little chicky back heel pass. And to answer our question, Jim, USF did, kept their scheme in the back, playing 3 in the back, sending the lines forward.
Throw in USF, trying to get Vian down the left sideline. Vian and Giles, and we've seen that all day, and Giles clears it out.
Yeah, that's one of those matches that you'll see, and you'll see it through the remaining of the game. And even if in overtime, if that's the case, those two are going to go at it for the whole entire time.
Throw in for Rabo Hawksdaughter. Bulls been putting a little pressure on here, not been able to get much out of it. Hawksdaughter will lob it in. That could be some trouble. Shot taken and a save by Natalie Smith off Andrea Hawksdaughter.
Great job, but Hawksdaughter just stepping in front of her defender outside of her right foot, just makes enough contact. Great ball right here in the replay. You see it just gets that one step outside of her right foot, looking for that top shelf. Doesn't quite get enough power, but good idea, though. Sometimes that's all you need. Just step in front, make contact, and just direct it towards the goal, and hopefully it'll go in.
Well, Bulls are putting some pressure on. It's been down in USF end. There's Listra with a steal, and here is Vian. Vian going to try to run on. Utley with her. Vian sends it into the middle, looking for Skeet. Letitia shot taken, and right at the goalkeeper, Natalie Smith.
Skeet with a chance, collects the ball right around the 18, takes the shot right at the goalie, but finally USF is finally connecting the passes. 1-2. Good job in the middle carrying the ball by Vian, who hit the brakes and spun off. And if you're on the 18 like she's been showing, you cannot let the ball run too much. You got to play that number 9 post up forward. There's going to be some players going forward. Jordan Listros makes some great runs out of the back. And how about that one time looking for that far post? Almost happened.
Well, here is Blethyn with a throw. Cleared back up by Cincinnati. It's Ernfelt. And another throw coming up here, again, for the Bulls. And we mentioned Brianna Blethyn doesn't normally take them. She's thrown it pretty well. Flick on there by Rabo Hawksdaughter, but it comes back to Pavlik. And there is Miss Giels again. Headed down by Fennefoss. With it now is J.C. Brown, and cleared out again by USF. Cincinnati trying to get something going. Here's Adams for USF for Vian. Down the middle. Can Skeet get there? Natalie Smith comes out, reads it well, and gets it out of play.
Good play into the space for USF, and Natalie coming out just completely taking the air out of the ball. But it's a good idea playing as we see in the replay right here. Great ball into the space for Evelyn Vian.
This is Fennefoss. He cannot control, and out of touch on that one was Kotler, and it'll be a throw in for the Bulls.
And you have to be careful with those. You cannot give the ball away. Fennefoss, if you mistrap the ball, you always want to make sure that you mistrap it to the outside. So at least you give him a throw in and not a breakaway. See that left foot and how she turned it inside. You want to trap the ball to the outside, because if not, you're giving a breakaway against a pretty good and a pretty fast team in this Cincinnati Bearcats.
Looks like a sub is going to be made here. Our referee, Jonathan Weiner, looked like he was pointing at the USF bench to move or something. I couldn't exactly tell what he was saying. Skeet's coming out, and Jessica Hamrick, who started the game, returns for USF.
Yeah, Skeet seems to be limping a little bit. I'm not sure if she pulled something or...
Throw-in coming up here for the Bearcats. Pavlik's going to take it. And she's got a good throw, looking long. Trying to get it down for Kavorski. Bulls double her. Pavlik again with a touch, lobs it in. Fennefoss is there, gets it out. Cincinnati now with some heat. Let's see if the Bulls can respond. Down the right touchline for Cincinnati is Kotler. With her is Brianna Blethyn, throw in Cincinnati.
I tell you, the longer this game remains the same, the advantage goes to Cincinnati. They're the type of team who they're willing to go the whole length plus overtime. They're a team that I think they've had, if you look at the times they played each other, even last year, they won in the first round of the NCAA, going to double overtime and penalty kicks. So I think right now Cincinnati's in a good place, sitting and waiting.
Pavlik's throw is punched, but not very far by Elliott. It's still in the 18th shot. Still with it, and Elliott finally comes out and makes the play for USF. A little bit of a scary moment for the Bulls there, but they do survive.
Kat Elliott coming big for USF once again. We watch her here. She wins the step right there. The Bearcats not able to make good contact, and then she comes out big right there, just stepping in, sacrificing her body.
Vian called for a pushing foul, so the Bearcats will get it back here. Game about 13 minutes old, second half, so we're getting close to the hour mark here, and we're still even at 1. Carter tries to come up for Vian. There's Giles again. Carter gets it back, and one more time. Bearcats respond very nicely there with Utley. And a lot of Fenifas for USF.
Oh, that's a bad giveaway right there for Fenifas. If you're that center back, once again, you have to, keep the ball, and if it's not on, you dump it forward and not a short ball that Cincinnati can pick up and start the counterattack.
Well, here is Blethyn now, and again some pressure by the Bearcats. Looking for Vian, and we have, I think, a foul called here. Maybe, let's see.
Yeah, there's definitely a foul. Yeah. We see the assistant coach, Chris Brown, just not liking the call. The referee gave the advantage as he's telling the back three, just tell him to keep that line tight, keep that composed. And, this is the foul that he was talking about. You can tell there's contact after the left fullback releases the ball for USF. That's a good way to get hurt. After you release the ball, you're not expecting contact. Good call by the referee.
And Blethyn will then set it back in play. Good flick on that time, and that looked like that Hawksdaughter got hit in the head as the ball will get over the end line, but let's see what the call is. They're going to call a foul here. We'll also get some subs into the game momentarily here. Cincinnati will get back Wilson and Jackson, and the Bulls will get back Sigurdardóttir, but not yet because we have a foul called here. Looks like Hawksdaughter took one back of the head. She got up, but let's hope she's okay.
Yeah, Rabo gets the call. She went up and cleared the ball. She flicked it. As we see here, she came to the ball. She flicked the ball on that, and there's definitely contact by the Cincinnati defender. Good chance here for USF. And as you mentioned, Sigurdardóttir looking to come into this game.
He stopped the clock. He said stop the clock, and they didn't stop the clock.
So here is Listro, and they were supposed to, we did hear they're supposed to stop the clock. That's low, could be trouble. Bouncing around. Vian tried to get a shot. It's going to be cleared over the end line. Bulls will get a corner. Now, we did see the referee signal to stop the clock. I don't know if it was stopped or not.
Well, and it should. Every time there's a dead ball right there, they should stop the clock. And, of course, we hear the USF coaching staff looking for the clock because, as I mentioned, they're going to need that time to score the second goal for them. So every second, every minute counts for them.
Well, Vian is out for USF, it looks like. So Sigurdardóttir is in for her. And they're showing short corner here down to our left here on the near side. Let's see if they take it. They do not. They try to go deep. Trying to get it on Fenifas's head. It's in the middle and cleared back out. That was Adams lurking inside there for USF.
Yeah, I think the only reason why the shorter one right there, they're trying to draw one of the defenders from Cincinnati to come out, hopefully the one in the first or near post, and then they drive the ball to the near post for a flick on. But Cincinnati is, look, they've looked at the tape enough times to know what the set pieces for USF are.
Coopers and Jackson did also check in along with Sigurdardóttir that they for Cincinnati. Bearcats have it, and once again, Gavorski's out for the Bearcats.
Well, if this doesn't tell you the set-minded ball teams, look at every single one of the Cincinnati players are behind the 50-yard line, and USF is pretty much with three in the back. They're marking no one, and that's how much Cincinnati has dropped back for their defensive scheme. They're defending first, going at the attack second. They know that priority number one is just to defend that score right now.
Bulls take the throw, but Utley clears it out for the Bearcats. So one more time, it looks like Trudy Carter's taking the throw. She's trying to get into Adams again near the corner kick flag, and this time it's a throw in for Cincinnati. Game still all even at 1. We are less than 30 minutes from the conclusion of regulation play. As the Bearcats just trying to get it out of danger up and over the berm, over where the USF football team practices. Throw in here, Carter again for Adams. Third time, Adams trying to get a shot, couldn't do it. Brown sends it back up. And now Jackson trying to get the Bearcats on the move. Fenifas staying back for the Bulls. It's a race over there. Cutler for Cincinnati. And now this is Brown. J.C. Brown with it. Now she's going to get a look. She takes the shot but did not hit it well. Goal kick for Kat Elliott and the Bulls.
Once again, Carlotta Fenefas giving the ball away after she did a good job just collecting the ball. That ball has to go forward down the line. Instead, she tries to come across, play that negative ball, what we call square ball. And as you know, Jim, square balls are not good in this game because that's exactly what happens. The ball gets cut off, advantage and a chance for Cincinnati. Good thing there was nowhere near the box or nowhere near the goal.
Throw in USF. Bulls lead in shots 11-7. Both goalkeepers with a pair of saves. And 2 corners for the Bearcats, 1 for USF. Looking down there for Sigurd, our daughter, and it's cleared back up instead by Utley. Bernie with a touchdown for the Bulls, and there is Rabo, Hawk's daughter, but Smith easily will be there for it for the Bearcats.
Yeah, and Sigurd Dardado coming off the bench right now. She has more energy. She has to stay with the last defender from Cincinnati. You want her to give you some depth. Stay with the last defender. That where she'll be one-on-one. And, of course, I'm talking about number 5 in the back for Kyla Utley from Cincinnati. She's playing by herself in the back.
Sigurd, our daughter, playing in Vion's spot right now. And there's a whiff, and that could be problematic, but the Bulls are there. Brianna Blethyn did not get it, but Grace Adams had her back. Trying to go to Carter and will not get it there either, as Costigan makes the play for the Bearcats, and now we got a foul on the Bulls.
Well, once again, USF playing those square balls, and those are going to hurt you. You cannot afford to give those away. And once again, another foul here, another chance for Cincinnati. You know they're going to go direct, as we hear the coaching staff saying, just put her in the box, give your team a chance.
Cooperus will take it here. Looks like Sigurd, our daughter, a token wall. That's going too far, and everybody's going to let that one go. Goal kick for Kat Elliott and the Bulls.
She definitely had her Wheaties this morning. That goes way out.
So it looks like Skeet's going to get back in here for USF. She was limping a little bit, but she is coming out. And let's see, I think they're going to get Grace Adams out, but I would suspect that's not the last time we'll see her. It's Adams' time is usually a little bit later than this anyway. So
yeah, that's right.
See.
You know, with Adams, just take her out, give her a few sips of Gatorade, the super sub, just get her mentally ready and tell her, look, you got 6 minutes to go in and win us the game. That's what she does on a regular basis, so they got plenty of time.
This is Blethyn off the Ehrenfeld throw. And that's a battle. She's not going to win this one. It's going to be won instead by Cutler. And the ball will cross the touchline, throw in Bearcats. Jordan Cutler out of Copley, Ohio. She has made some plays here this afternoon for the Bearcats. Nikki Louderback getting ready to come back for USF. And she'll be joined by Peyton Cook. So those will be defensive changes. And the throw-in is going to be taken here by Pavlika. And she is the young lady with the good throw. Everybody's back in around the 6. She'll throw a low liner, and there's Kat Elliott making a play.
Man, that thing's the weapon. You know, good thing for the goalkeeper, Kat Elliott, being just awake, near post. She comes up, collects the ball. But that is definitely a weapon for Cincinnati. That ball has to be driven to the near post and just a little flick to the far post.
Hamrick a header for Andrea Hawksdaughter there for USF. And Andrea will gather it back in for Jordan Listro. And they'll find Lotta Fenefas, and now to Blethyn. Blethyn couldn't control, but Rabo is there, and now back to Fenefas. And you can see the pressure now. Cincinnati's putting on. Lotta coming up, trying to get it to Skeet. Lotta still up. Now for Rabo, and it's going to find Skeet along the left sideline. Skeet's going to go. Skeet going to try to go inside here to the end line, knocked away from her very brilliantly by Cincinnati's throw-in coming up here for USF, and that looks like, again, Miss Giles.
Great tackle by the captain, Vanessa Giles, just imposing her presence in the back, just with a great tackle, getting all ball.
So Dominguez is in for Cincinnati, and the Bulls will get the 2 defenders in. Rabo Hawksdaughter is out, Bernie is out.
Yeah, watch this tackle right here. Vanessa just waiting. At the right time, Giles just goes for the tackle, wins the ball. Very precise.
Ball into the box and flicked back out. Try to go to Andrea Hawksdaughter. Carter going to try to run it down over there with Costigan, and Costigan will get it back up the field. Lauderback sends it right back down again. We see Evelyn Vion getting off her warm-up, so she'll be back in pretty soon here. And we got a foul called here on Cincinnati, and that is going to go on Cooperus. So the Bulls will get a free kick. Cincinnati also getting Gabrielle Lopresti ready to come back. She played some in the first half.
Yeah, Cooper has got on that call against Sigurd Dardottir, and the referee kind of let it go. After Cincinnati won the ball, they finally gave it to USF. Good chance right here. As we see Andrea on the ball.
And she'll tee it up. Smith out and makes the play. And she's going to throw out, and Cincinnati going to try the counter here, try to get it to Kylie Dominguez. Bulls are going to win that one back with Listro. Listro going to get it back into the middle here for Peyton Cook. And Listro again, little indecisiveness there, but no harm done as Hawksdaughter runs it down. Skeet is battling in there against Giles. Without Vian in there, it looks like Giles has Skeet.
And I tell you, that's probably one of the best matches right there. You know, Skeet's against the captain, Giles in the back. They've been going at it the whole game.
Game looks like it's opening up a little bit. Lauterbach with a nice play there to steal it for USF and back to Cook.
So, yeah, now you have the center of the field wide open. This is when you got to use the outside. 1-2s, get
Here's
around.
Sigurd, our daughter. She's going to take the shot. It's a good one, but Smith is there. We have seen Gudrun do that earlier this year, but a nice play by Natalie Smith.
It's a good idea, though, looking for that far post by Sigurd Dardottir. She had enough time, takes a touch, tees it up, and the goalkeeper just moves forward. Natalie Smith, and look at this turn right here. She goes to her right, looks up, she's looking, good touch, goes far post. And, of course, Smith with a good spot on the goal. She was just shifting to her left.
Throw in Cincinnati. Couple of subs for the Bearcats. We mentioned Lopresti. Also back in as DPK. So on this warm Sunday afternoon, not as warm as we've seen before, but still warm, their teams are making subs.
Yeah, but Coach Stafford doing a good job rotating the personnel just in and out. Fullbacks, center back, well, the center mids rather, not the center fullbacks, and especially the outside players, who are the players who run the most. Just keep them fresh.
That is Fennefoss going against Jackson there, and the Bulls will get a throw.
19
with another
minutes
good
left,
throw.
Jim, and to me, it seems that Coach Neil Stafford is looking to go the distance. The 90-plus, they're ready for a battle here.
Blethen with the throw. Little collision. That sends Peyton Cook down. And they're going to keep playing. She's not getting up. This is Lopresti. I don't think they know she's down. It's ball's at the other end. That's far post. Cook is slowly going to get back up, and the play continues here. And Cincinnati's still with it, and Cook's going to try to get back into the action here. Shot is taken one hop. Ooh, she almost overran it, but she gets it for USF, and it'll be the Bulls' ball.
Yeah, and that was Peyton Cook who got the worst out of that tackle. She kind of got body checked as she was turning.
That was Giles again, winning the 50-50. And that was Fennefoss sending it back. Cincinnati applying some pressure here. Peyton Cook up and could not make a play, but will be a throw in here. Costigan takes it. Coming forward for Dominguez. And down for Jackson. Good job by Blethen. Ridden her off the ball. And trying to get it back down here for Letitia Skeet.
Well, I tell you, man, for Blethen, somebody, a player who hadn't started, and she gets the nod today. She's been on, just especially in those tackles, just, you know, making sure that people know, establishing her presence in the back for USF.
So here's Evelyn Vian back in, and also in for the first time, one of the Bulls seniors, Jessica Clark, redshirt senior. She gets her first chance here this afternoon. Carter comes out. And also out for USF is Jessica Hamrick. So to be a throw here by Peyton Cook. Looks like she's none the worse for wear. A little scary moment there when she didn't get up. The play continued through nobody's fault. No one saw it. Cleared back up. And that was headed by Blethen again, and Cook gets a head on it. There's Listro, and here's Clark with her first touch. Opens it up for Andrea Hawksdaughter, and we have a whistle.
Yeah, once again, Peyton
I think
Cook
they're going to check.
down.
Yeah, they need to probably check on her. Let's see if they bring her out. I don't know. Well, I guess she's all right. Let's see what they're going to do here.
It's almost like she lost the ball in the sun, and then made impact. She got hit with the ball for sure. Now Cincinnati's going to do the fair play, give the ball back all the way to the goalkeeper from USF.
And so Kat Elliott will put it back in play here for the Bulls. We have some more subs getting ready for both teams. Looks like Trudy Carter will not be out long. She just came out. She's already getting ready to come back. Jackson with a touch, trying to send it through. And it will drift all the way back to Elliott. Dominguez unable to get there for the Bearcats. So it looks like Carter will come back momentarily, and so will Julie Abbott and Jordan Cutler for Cincinnati. Vian trying to run on. That's Giles and Vian, and getting some help here from Kayla Utley, but Vian comes up with it inside. A little juggle. Sigurd, our daughter, there, just not quite in time.
She had a couple of players, Evelyn Vian, a couple of players in the box from USF just for a tap-in. The ball needs to go far post. The goalkeeper, Smith, had the near post covering that, but you need to do a better job, especially right now, Jim. You're not going to get a lot of quality chances. So when you do, you got to make sure that you make them count.
So here come the subs in. We mentioned Julia Abbott back in, Jordan Cutler back in, and Grace Adams back in, and Peyton Cook is coming out here for USF, and that's a good thing. She looked like she's a little shaky there for a while.
Yeah, it's almost like she really doesn't know what's going on. I'm not sure if she's a little shook up, and this is one of the things you worry about with a concussion, of course, where a player's not fully conscious. She's a little bit unaware of where she's at. Of course, as a player, Jim, you know that you want to stay in the game and you want to play, but this is when you need to follow the protocol for concussions, and, of course, they're so prevalent nowadays, especially in the women's game.
Throw in Bulls, far side. Game still even at 1. Bulls with a 12-7 shot advantage. PK with a touch. We'll send it back up for the Bearcats.
I have a good feeling about Carter, who just stepped on the field for USF. She was able to beat some players in the first half and get some good quality crosses.
Cincinnati got a shot here coming up with Lopresti. Gabrielle Gunn into the box. Nice little cut. She's got a look. Shot saved by Kat Elliott. She had an opening, and Elliott stood her ground and made the play.
Gabriella making a 60-yard run, 1-1 with a goalkeeper by the time she got rid of the last defender. Watch this run in a diagonal run right here. She goes 1-on-1, little step over to the right, to the left, cuts the ball to the left, and the goalkeeper with a near post save.
Bearcats win it back with Bailey Wilson after the Bulls attempt to go. Abbott trying to run it down, but the Bulls will get it back up the field. Stays in play. Bearcats trying to maintain some level of possession here, but a lot of white jerseys around the ball right now, and the Bulls will get it with Brianna Blethen coming up the left side. And she's motioning for people to move. Vian will get a touch, going to try to turn Giles. She has it on her right, which is where she likes it. Trying to go through traffic. She still got it. Shot taken. Goal! Goal by Evelyn Vian. 2-1 USF. What a shot by the brilliant young freshman.
Outstanding individual turn. Turn on the magic right here. What a great turn. She was for the ball. Great turn right here. Takes care of one. She goes through traffic. The next defender is going to step up. Goes through 1, 2, 3. Keeper comes out. And she just buries the ball to the far post to make it 2-1 for USF.
Number 13. Lucky number 13 this year for Evelyn Vian. And the Bulls do have the lead, and time all of a sudden becoming a factor. Less than a quarter hour to go. And boy, how about that? Peyton Cook says, I want to get back in the game, and here she comes. And Gudrun Sigurd, our daughter, coming out. But boy, what a play by Evelyn Vian.
Just a moment of brilliance by number 14, Evelyn Vian, just taking upon herself to carry the team here in this second half. Just what a great finish, 1-on-1. She really took 4 of Cincinnati's defenders, 5th. You want to include the goalkeeper.
Bearcats trying to come back in a hurry. Lopresti trying to get a shot. Not get. Cover back. Well, you know, we saw the 2 first half goals, Eddie, were a minute apart, and for a second there I thought, well, maybe you go the other way this time.
Well, this is the way, you know, don't count Cincinnati out. They're the type of teams mentally. They're so tough. Yeah, they just got scored on a great goal by an individual, you know, effort by USF, but don't count them out. They're the type of team that they will continue to go at you till the 90th plus minute.
Well, these are the kind of games that it takes a piece of magic to win them, and
Absolutely.
we'll see whether that is in fact it. Bull still will have it. Neil Stafford was looking for a foul. The Bearcats coach didn't get it. Down the left side for Carter. Carter's going to run onto it. Ernfelt with her. Now they double her, and she cannot keep it, and it comes back up. Well, Eddie, if I'm Cincinnati now, you got to start going forward, right?
Absolutely. You got to figure out that you cannot sit back anymore. It's the same whether you lose by 1 or 2 or 3. So if you're the coaching staff.
Chance for Skeet, shot, and she didn't hit it. Did not get it at wall she wanted. And now Cincinnati will make a sub, and back in will be J.C. Brown.
Actually, right about now, because you're running out of time. You're only 13 minutes out here. So if you're the coaching staff for the Bearcats, starting with Neil Stafford, you got to say you got to go with 3 forwards at some point. You got to go 3 in the back. You got to figure out a way to equalize the game right now to have a chance to win it. Send it to overtime.
Lopresti is out now for the Bearcats with Brown back in. I'm looking, we still don't see Gavorski in. The Bearcats' leading scorer so far here. Still not, she came out early in the second half. You don't say, I think all of a sudden, I think she may see her getting that jersey off here. And we got a foul here.
Yeah, that's going to be a yellow right there for the captain.
Shields will get the yellow here. And that's a little frustration, I think, more than anything else.
Yeah, but you know what? It's okay. That's what we call a professional foul because it's so far away from your goal. So you get a yellow. You have to be careful. But you know what? I give her a lot of credit because the captain's been on battling the whole game for Cincinnati. You're right. That's a little bit of frustration. You don't get the call right there. You lose the ball, and you hold on to the jersey. However, that's just a statement you're trying to say for the rest of your team. You know what? Let's go. We can tie this thing up 12:30. And you're right. Look who's coming up right now. Number 18, Julie Gavorski.
Listro's cross into the box for Vian. She tried to chest it down. It's going to be cleared back out there by Cooperus. And Fennefoss unable to get a good touch on it, but it will stay in play for Louderback on the far side. Looks like the Bearcats going to have to be aggressive here. Trying to come forward with it now is Cutler.
What they do, Jim, this is where it gets complicated. They're right around, both teams are time for the 5th spot to get into the tournament. They must win. So if you're Cincinnati, you got to push for the tie. You got to push for that late win here because you're trying to get into the tournament. If not, your season's riding on the line right now.
Offside Bearcats haven't had many of those in the game. In fact, that might be the first one. I think USF has had one. So a free kick here for Brianna Blethen, and the clock obviously becoming a factor. Bulls will also make some subs. Bernie will get back, and Hamrick will get back.
And, of course, on the other side, USF, what do you do with about 11 minutes left? You change the format. You don't need to go forward anymore, so I would go back with an extra defender, make it 4, get rid of 3 in the back, just play with a sweeper, and close all the space behind. Don't give anything to Cincinnati around the 18.
Skeet had it taken away from her. Could be a problem here for the Bulls. Heading to the end line was Kotler, and the Bulls will get it back out. Good defensive effort. Now Skeet going to try to turn. Skeet against Pavlika. Skeet looking for Vian. And Smith will come out instead and will make the play. 2-1 USF. (14-8) in shots, USF leading. Ball across the touchline. And it'll be a throw-in coming up here. So Bernie back in now, so USF doing what Eddie said, trying to fix that defense up a little bit, get Bernie back in there. And again, she's normally a stopper. But Blethen is coming out for the first time, so let's see if they still stay with 3.
Yeah, so what you do, you sacrifice one of the forwards. You know, you solidify the defense. As you see, Coach, both Browns, giving kudos to their defender who had a tremendous game. So you play with a stopper, sweeper, or even just bringing that 4th in the back, and you try to kill the space and kill the time as well. Any chance you get to hit the ball out of bounds, make sure you regroup. You get that defense solid in the back. It's just a matter of just see everything and finish everything. As we know, the last 5 minutes, the first and last 5 minutes of every match, they're very important.
Gavorski sends it through, but the flag is up for the offside here for the Bearcats, and we probably will see some of that in the final less than 10 minutes to go here in the game. Bulls lead at 2-1, 2 Evelyn Vian goals, and boy, they were really good. They were both world-class type goals. And keep in mind, she is only a freshman. She will be around for a while. Ooh, that was a hard hit. Bearcat player down. Listro still up for USF, and it looks like that time that Katie Cooper's got the worst of it for Cincinnati. And that should be a free kick coming up for the Bearcats. Clock continues to run. And the clock obviously going to be a factor here, and like we mentioned earlier, it will be official. Clock that you see is the official clock.
Yeah, Jordan Listro has to be careful with those fouls. However, if you keep looking at the clock, she just saved about 45 seconds of that clock. So for them right now, it's important. It's a professional foul. The only thing you cannot give is just make sure you don't get a card right there.
Long free kick into the box. Looking for Gavorski. Headed back out. That was Listro who got a head on it. And Evelyn Vian will come out with it. Boy, Jordan Listro got up in traffic, and Vian goes down hard. Pavlicka commits the foul, and it'll be a free kick for USF. The Bearcats going to get some subs into the game at the next available opportunity. Some of the players who have been in already, Casey Weldon coming back, Tiffany Huber coming back, and Gabriella Presti at the next opportunity for Cincinnati. And you know that the Bulls are going to take some time here, going to try to run that clock down.
Oh, yeah, and every time you make a sub, now you see Nayeli Requejo coming in. And, of course, anytime you make a sub, you're shaving 20, 30 seconds off the clock as possible. Same thing with the balls going out of bounds, just dump it in the corner.
Cincinnati trying to win it back. Did momentarily. Listro got a foot on it. Now USF will get it back. Listro with it. Listro going. Takes the shot and a little wide. I might have held on to that one.
Yeah, that's a far shot. And now if you're the Browns, the USF coaching staff, this is when you try to get some of your seniors in. The last 7 and change of this game.
Nayeli Requejo will come in, senior for the Bulls. See if she stays in the rest of the way. That gets the seniors in. And Peyton Cook, it looks like Vian will come out. 2-1 our score on the Vian goals. One early, one late.
I tell you, I'm not sure which one was better. The first just rock and she has from 30 out, or when she made that dynamic run from 45 out. Just happened to take about 6, Bearcats with her, including the goalkeeper, to make it 2-1 for USF. And just when the game was on the line, that's what makes that goal so impressive as well. But she was willing to take, the team on her shoulders and said, I will take care of this myself.
Natalie Smith gets it off here. Bulls would love to get one more, but they probably better defend. That's Listro on Gavorski there, and somehow coming up with it, where's the Bearcats with J.C. Brown? And that's cleared all the way back up by Louderback. And it's going to go on to Skeet. Now it's 1-on-3 here. Let's see who's going to win it. Cleared back out. USF will have the touch. Here is Trudy Carter. Carter fakes, drops, sends it right side for Requejo. Can she get a shot? Going to the end line, trying to draw a corner, and I think she did not. Oh, I thought she had it.
She did not. Nayeli with a good chance. She could have struck that ball first time. When the ball, she got it across by Carter. Good job by Carter, just drawing, the whole defense from the Bearcats to the right. She played the ball to the left. And now Grace comes back in the game.
And coming out will be Andrea Hawksdaughter. So time ticking down. Bulls trying to go to 4-2-1. Maybe move up a little bit in that conference standings. Down the left side, Gavorski trying to send it forward. That's a good pass.
Flags
That's
up.
going to find Codler, but the offside is called, and the Bulls will get it back. Free kick coming up here for USF. And it looks like Bernie will take it. And you can see she's not in a big hurry.
No,
Peyton
she's not.
Cook tries to get ahead on it. Skeet has a chance to turn here. Skeet still with it. Looking left, finds Carter, and a nice interception there by the Bearcats. And let's see if they can use that to their advantage. That's a heck of a play in there by Casey Weldon.
Yeah, Carter was right open on the left as we see this shoulder challenge here.
And we're going to see who's got the ball. They both wanted it, obviously.
Taylor.
And I think they say throw in USF.
Yeah, this is a good driven ball in the corner. Just the last minute right there. The Bearcats defender steals the ball. Now you can tell Cincinnati in a little bit of panic. They need to figure out a way to send the ball forward. There's really no time to panic just yet. You still have about 4:50.
Yeah, a couple of errant passes there by Giles, and that's a little bit unusual for her. I think she was a little frustrated by what was going on. Bulls will get the throw, though, with Louder back here. Looking for Skeet. Couldn't get it. It's headed back in by Giles again. Adams trying to put some pressure on. That was a dangerous play. And finally, Giles clears it back up for the Bearcats.
Clear
and no call. They looked like Gavorski had a handball. No call. Bearcats still have it now with Lopresti. And how about Listro coming back in to make a play? And up it comes now for Hamrick, and this is getting a little physical. Steal there by the Bearcats. Excellent steal by Lopresti. And trying to go up the left side there is Huber. Huber and Rakeo, and it will be a throw-in for the Bearcats. Here comes the sub again for Cincinnati. We've seen her already. DPK coming in.
Yeah, we expected this game to get chippy like that at the end, but all kinds of physical contact. The referee did not call that handball right in front of us.
So let's see what they want to do here.
Yeah, we
looks
see
to be a
it
throw
here.
far side, yeah.
We see how she uses her left hand, and the elbow goes up. And, of course, the rule says that just as long as your hand is, close to your body, as long as you don't extend it. Of course, she clearly extended.
Chance maybe here for the Bearcats. They're going to take something. It's going to be over the end line. It'll be a goal kick coming up. Goal kick coming up here for Kat Elliott and the Bulls. And Brianna Blethen will come back, so the substitutions are not finished here in the final. As we head into the final 3 minutes of play, Blethen in and Cook out for USF. Bulls still lead at 2-1. Stay tuned for our post-game show. We'll have interviews with the winning coach and one player for you. And it's getting a little closer. Peyton Cook with a big smile on her face. Her final game here at the Corbett Soccer Stadium. And right now it looks like it's going to be successful, but it's not over yet. Cincinnati trying to come back again with Kotler and trying to come up for Gavorski. And with her is Fennefoss. Those are the two players we highlighted beginning of the game. And it's going to be a throw-in for USF.
Yeah, we expected a little more production from Julie Gavorski, but a lot of the times, when you're the go-to players, as we see the physical matchup between those two, the pulling and the pushing, players they're going to mark up on you when you have the big target because you're the go-to player for a team. So, of course, now they're marking you in twos. They're double teaming you, and it's a lot harder to get free and score some goals.
Throw-in coming up, and the Bulls not in any hurry to take it.
Not at all.
Will take it.
They're going to take their time on throw-ins, and every time the goal goes out of bounds.
Adams for Carter. Carter in traffic loses it. Cooperus wins it back, and it's sent back up the field. Another throw for USF. Bearcats unable to really get untracked here. No real opportunities. They've had a little possession, and we are under 2 minutes to go. This thing is winding down in a hurry. Blethen with a throw. Cooper's again trying to get it, and they're going to say a handball called against Cincinnati. That goes against Pavlika, and now the Bulls will get a free kick, and let's see how long they take to take it.
Take your time. Make sure that ball is with a purpose in the box, or you can just send it in the corner and try to step on it by the corner flag.
They're going to stop the clock, and I figured they would. Now they started it, and what are they going to do? And it's going to go back to Cincinnati. I don't think that was the plan here.
That was not the plan at all.
So the Bearcats now, maybe the final thrust. USF, Hamrick unable to control it, so another throw here for the Bearcats. And Pavlika waiting for it, and she's got the good throw. We know that, and there it is. That's as far as you can throw it. Sent back up by Blethen. Carter trying to win it.
That thing's a weapon for
Near
sure.
the Cincinnati bench, we got a throw, and it's going to be another Bearcats throw. We're under a minute to go. So this will be a scramble coming down the end.
That's actually going to be on the ground, and now you stop the clock, and
a
you're going to get
yellow
a yellow.
For Trudy Carter. It will be a foul called. And so Cooper's going to put it in play. The clock stops. And you can see right now that this is going to be maybe the final thrust for Cincinnati.
This is when you want to send everyone if you're Cincinnati. And this ball has to be delivered to the right spot. And that's not it.
Ball loose in the box, maybe a chance, going to get it on target, and it's a goal for Cincinnati, and we have a tie. Holy cow. A tie, a goal by J.C. Brown, and it is all 2-2, or did they call offside? Let's see.
No, it's a goal.
No, they
it's
called
a goal.
it. Yeah, they did. I saw the Cincinnati coaches react negatively, I thought, but they are going to count the goal, and it is even at 2.
Wow.
J.C. Brown with a goal.
Absolutely outstanding finish, and we talked about the importance of not giving up that foul right there. Just when you give up that, you're going to give Cincinnati. I kept saying it throughout the game. Don't give them any more chances if they have to. Those free kicks just to come back and just hunt you at the end. When the game was in the bag already, Jim, all you have to do is get the ball
we said the final thrust.
out. And you did mention the final, go ahead, and Cincinnati finds a way to get it done. We talked about, the strategy of this team, just the cohesiveness of this team going forward, how they stick together, the tactical, aspect. I talked about it during the introduction. So this is the type of team, they listen to what they're supposed to do. They stick to the system.
Well, J.C. Brown's second goal of the year in the final minute and a half, and the Bearcats of Cincinnati are breathing again. We are even at 2 here at the Corbett Soccer Stadium, and the way it works in overtime college soccer, there will be a 5-minute break before the end of, or before the start of the first overtime period. A 5-minute break now before the start of the first overtime period, and if it is still tied at the end of the first overtime period, there will be a 2-minute break to send it to overtime period number 2. Well, you know what, and I believe, Eddie, that Julie Gavorski got the assist, because she was the one that flicked it to J.C. Brown right out at the edge of the 18. The ball didn't get into the box, but it was exactly where Gavorski needed it. There was no one around her when she made that flick.
Jim, you're absolutely right, and we talked about a player. They stuck with it. Yeah, she wasn't able to get goals, at least not in regulation. She still has the overtime, but nonetheless, she was always fighting, and you're absolutely right. That's a great assist. Nobody around her. She was able to flick the ball. And what about that comeback from Cincinnati? Wow. Just when we thought this game was over, all USF had to do is clear the ball, get it out of bounds, and the game was over. They find a way to get it done, equalize the game, and here we are. They're back in it.
Well, now the key, I would think, if you are USF, are you so distraught that you let it get away from you?
That's a good point you bring up mentally. Are you just, can't find words, to describe what just happened to you. You got to figure out a way to get it done. You got to figure out a way. And, of course, Jim, Cincinnati's going to have the momentum. They have that huge huge burst of speed because they just scored the equalizer, and now they're going to try to get it done.
Well, there's the stats at the end of regulation. Bulls with a 5-shot advantage. Shots on goal only 1. 30 fouls called in the game, and I guess – Eddie, I'm not real surprised about that.
No.
I wasn't counting, but it seemed like a lot.
That's right. We talked about the physicality of this game, how both teams were going to go at it. I said it a couple times. No shared love between these two programs. Both great coaching staffs. They came here. They both had their different systems. And, of course, you know what? It paid off for both. I know Denise Brown and the Bulls, they gamble a little bit, if you will, the way they played, but it worked for them. They were able to go up 2-1 with about 15 minutes in the second half, and just somehow Cincinnati finds a way to come back and equalize it.
Well, the Bulls, as we mentioned, in Cincinnati, both 3-2-1 in conference play, ahead of UConn number 1, Memphis number 2, SMU 3, and Tulsa 4. Well, we're going to go ahead and step aside for just a quick break here. We're going to have the first overtime period coming up for you right after this on the American Digital Network.
For every hero, there is an origin story, an experience that made them who they are. For a new generation of explorers, pioneers, and innovators, that experience is calling, offering a different kind of education, one guided by distinguished professors who understand experience is the best teacher. Greatness lies beyond the classroom. This is where you start. University of Cincinnati. Do more.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
Welcome back to the Corbett Soccer Stadium. First overtime period between the Bulls and the Cincinnati Bearcats about ready to get underway. With Eddie Rodriguez, I'm Jim Henderson. And, boy, Eddie, I didn't expect to be here. I figured you'd be down on the field interviewing somebody. And just like that,
listen,
51 seconds shy of regulation, the goal ties it up for the Bearcats.
Nobody expected us to be here. I was actually getting ready to grab my jacket and head down to the field for the post-coach's interview, and Cincinnati finds the way. You know, you got to give them credit because they stayed in this game mentally. It's so much easier to throw in the towel and say, you know what, this is over. Kind of like what USF did. At least their bench players were thinking, this is over, we're done, we're going to win this. And Cincinnati just finds a way to get it done with a great goal, great set piece.
Now keep in mind, if it is tied after the two 10-minute sudden death overtime periods, it will stay a tie. Both teams already have one this year, and there's an interesting number here. USF is 3-0-1 in overtime games this year, but only 0-1-1 here at home, and the Bulls have been outshot in overtimes at home by an 18-6 margin. That's really unusual. So we're about ready to get underway here. Bulls have played better on the road in overtime than they have here at home. And, well, I don't want to jinx her, but is this Grace Adams' time again? Now, we've seen this before. She's won 2 overtime games for the Bulls already this year, and she is on the field
like I
for
said,
the start of this first overtime period.
I would love for her to make the trifecta and get it done, but, you know, at the same time, I'm feeling good about Julia Kowarski, who had the assist in that great score by Cincinnati. I think she was just warming up for the last 89 minutes. She scored the goal. She had the assist in the 90th. So let's see what she can do.
Well, here's Cooperis, and Adams trying to take it away from her, and we got a foul going the other way for Cincinnati.
And once again, you cannot keep giving those fouls away for Cincinnati because they're going to find a way to once again put one away.
So it'll be a free kick coming up for Cooperis here. Shot. This is J.C. Brown. She's the one who scored. Big hop, and it'll come right to Kat Elliott. So Elliott will put it back in play here for USF. First overtime period just underway. Game all even at 2, and boy, it has been a good one. That is Giles with a header, or let's check that. That instead was Bailey Wilson with a header. This is Giles, and she'll get it back forward, and it's going to be won back by Burney. And a foul going to be called here on the Bearcats. It looks like they will get Ms. Kowarski for it.
One thing is for sure, Jim, that we definitely have gotten what both teams promised. You know, it's been a really good show. It's been a game that we expected to be super tight. Both teams just were going to stick to their system, and they've done so. And they're 2-2 with both teams one very direct. And USF changed her format a little bit, her formation, and you know, they were able to score 2 great goals by one individual player. Of course, I'm speaking of Evelyn Vian. And let's see if she can get her hat trick in this overtime.
Adams unable to keep it in play. Be a throw in for Costigan coming up here for Cincinnati. And she'll drop it straight back for Utley. Utley looking long down there. No one around, and that's going to clear the end line easily. It'll be a goal kick coming up here for Kat Elliott and the Bulls. So as we mentioned, both teams already have a tie in conference play. I wouldn't think, Eddie, a tie is going to do either one of them any good.
No, that's just splitting the difference in you want to get the points. You want to win because it's not only you winning the game, Jim, you're also not letting the next team, which they're right next to each other in the conference, not letting them add any points.
Both teams would be 3-3-1 if it's a tie, and UCF is 2-3-1. So if UCF would win a game, then it'd be even again. That'd be a three-way tie. So a lot of things still at play here as Andrea Hawksdaughter getting up a little slowly after that last exchange.
And, of course, as you know, once you go to that three-way tie, the tiebreaker is what? Head-to-head. So
that'd be head-to-head there. That'd be three of them. That'd be three, and that's the way it generally works.
And Cincinnati would have the advantage of the fact that they beat UCF 2 nights ago, and I believe they beat USF this year already, right, at home?
The Bulls tied UCF earlier this year.
Okay.
Throw-in coming up here now for the Bearcats. Cincinnati putting some heat on USF, and the Bulls don't really want to see this happen. But the Bearcats will come up for the throw. Or actually, it looks like they may say, yeah, it will be a throw. Thought they may have given a foul on that far side. So a throw it will be. And she can make the throw well. Comes all the way out for Costigan. Now, Costigan's got an open look. Does she want it? She takes it. Not a good one at all. And the Bulls going to win it back with Andrea Hawksdaughter, and she's coming up for Vian. Header by Ermfeld, who was marking Vian on that particular play. Now Rabo down the side, and that's not going to go anywhere, and it's going to be Pavlika will get it back again for Cincinnati.
And look at USF sitting so far behind. Nobody on top, not even Vian.
It's Fennefoss with a header, but it comes back to the Bearcats, trying to go down that right side. Fennefoss back there, and nice play by Lotta to get it and get it out of trouble. So it comes to Hawksdaughter again. Gives it up. Bearcats, this maybe another look there that time by Cotton, and a shot. Oh, and Kat Elliott almost let it go, but she made the play.
Julie Gavarski looking for her goal. You cannot give her space on top of the box. USF giving the ball up, coming out in transition, and Cincinnati finding a way to get the shot on goal. Not a great shot by Julie, but once again, just hitting the target. And trust me when I tell you, she's just warming up. You don't want her having the ball on top of the 18. She had an assist already in the 90th minute to send this game to overtime.
Ball coming back down, and Elliott will be there. No one in the neighborhood. Taylor Jackson getting ready to come back here for Cincinnati, as Elliott getting ready to put it back in play for the Bulls, and does. One hop down, and Geel sends it forward where Listro gets a head on it. Once again, a header that time by Bailey Wilson. Brown trying to make a play on Listro, can't do it. There's Gavorski, though, and she goes down. Listro called for a foul, and they're going to stop the clock. We're going to get a card. Jordan Listro will get the card here. I guess after 90-plus minutes and as much as they've been doing, it's not too surprising.
As much as she's been tackling people, Jordan Listro, I'm surprised this is her first yellow. But, once again, you can see there the physicality of every time they go one-on-one.
Well, we had a little collision inside there. I don't exactly know what precipitated that. It was between Gavorski and Rabo Hawksdaughter, and I don't know whether the ball was not in play. And those two just went down, and now our referee is heading over there to find out what in the world is going on. Jonathan Weiner and the assistant referee on that far side, Hassan Belmani, is going to tell him.
Yeah, Rabo and Julie Gavarski are going at it. The linesman saw the contact without the ball, and he brought him in and talked to him. And now the linesman on the other side is backing up the ball 15 yards. And that's really not the...
So a quick restart, and here we go now with Pavlika. She's got to go to left. She's going to send it in. Elliott coming out. She did not get it, but it's cleared back out by Bernie. And the ball will cross the touchline. Here come a couple of subs for the Bearcats. PK coming back in, as we mentioned. Also checking back in is Taylor Jackson.
Yeah, Kat Elliott coming out when she shouldn't have come out because the forward from Cincinnati still had two defenders. And then she just left the goal wide open.
Pavlika to take the throw, and it'll be a running throw. Should get into the 18 pretty easily here. It's in. It's down. It's a foul on Cincinnati.
I'm not sure what the referee's calling. Julie was trying to flick the ball, and she gets called for contact.
So Kat Elliott puts it back in play here now for USF.
It's actually Bailey Wilson, the 21 from Cincinnati.
That's coming back down. And it's cleared back out by USF Bulls, been on the defensive a little bit here in his first overtime period. Cooper pushes Jordan Listro pretty hard, and Listro backs right into her. I think this is going to get interesting before it goes any further here.
Yeah,
I think our referee maybe needs to talk to everybody and say, let's just calm down and play a little bit.
Well, and you as a referee, you got to keep, you got to control the game. If you start letting those cheeky plays get away, before you know it, you're going to have some serious trouble there.
This is Jackson. Jackson's going to drop it off for J.C. Brown. Ball is loose over the end line now. Is it a corner or is it a goal kick? It's corner kick, Cincinnati.
Fennefoss got the ride on time. Cincinnati knocking on the door inside the 18. And here they come again.
Final 3 minutes now of the first overtime period. Remember, it does stop then, and then it goes back. They start over again. So here is Pavlika going to take the corner. Should be an in-swinger. It looks like it's going to be an out-swinger this time. Or will it be short? There is Elliott. Ball knocked up in the air. Boy, it went over her head. It's still loose, and Jordan Listro gets it out. Holy mackerel. Wow. Here is PK coming up again now for Cincinnati. PK will get it, and will send it in low, and Cincinnati still trying to get something going, and that's going to be a foul, and that's going to be a free kick in a dangerous area. Gavorski goes down, courtesy of Kelly Burney.
Yeah, Julie Gavorski just drawing the foul right outside the 18. And this is a good chance for Cincinnati to send numbers up. This one you want to take your time. Make sure you have everybody at the right place and just execute. You're going to have one on top of the box. You see number 29, Dee Pico, right on top of the box by herself. And as you see Julie right there drawing the foul right outside.
This is Pavlika. Inside, headed up. That was Gavorski. She could not get it on frame, though. And it comes back, not cleared out well. This is Costigan, and she can tee it up. And that's cleared out, and that's a little better, and that's going to go to Vian. Now, Vian's by herself, and she's got some wheels. Evelyn Vian on the run. She's got Utley in front of her. It's Vian. It's Utley. It's into the box. It's loose. She drops it off for Grace Adams. Holy cow. Made the full field run and clearance throw in Bulls.
She had two players behind. Vian went one-on-one with the last defender. Taylor Pavlika just ran out of legs. But great run. You see her making that 60-yard run just all by herself with no one around.
Hamrick is in now, and Andrea Hawk's daughter out. Throw in coming, and they're saying, wait a minute, back it up. Back it up. So Grace Adams is taking the throw. And Adams will get it in. Comes back out. Bearcats get it, win it back. That was Jackson with a touch. Trying to go down. Jackson's going to try to run on. She will not get there, though, as Kat Elliott comes out. We have less than 30 seconds to go here in the first overtime period. The first of two scheduled sudden death overtime periods. Ball cleared up by PK, and it's going to come to Burney. And I got a feeling we're going to see another 10 coming up here, because we are about 15 seconds from the end of this one. Keep in mind, it'll be a 2-minute break, and then they'll play that final 10. There's the long pass in by Jackson, but there's no one. Well, J.C. Brown's trying to get there, and she cannot get it. And so we have come to the end of the first overtime period. We remain tied at 2. Don't go away. We've got at least a few more minutes to go here. We'll be right back on the American Digital Network.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
For every hero, there is an origin story. An experience that made them who they are. For a new generation of explorers, pioneers, innovators, offering a different kind of education. One guided by distinguished professors who understand experience is the best teacher. Greatness lies beyond the classroom. This is where you start. University of Cincinnati. Do more.
Welcome back to the Corbett Soccer Stadium. 100 minutes of soccer is not enough. We've got a few more for you coming up. There's our score at the end of the first overtime period. Let's go ahead and take a look at some stats here that we have available for you, and we'll see whether or not someone can get this thing done. And now you can see, Eddie, the shots are 14-10 USF, and by my math, I see 37 fouls.
Well, you know, the shots is getting a little bit even, and the fouls as well is going to get, you know, probably into the 25 apiece by the time we're done. Another 10 minutes of overtime to try to decide who wins this game, or we're going to go as a tide. I think in this half, Cincinnati is going to push the lines a little bit, just like they did in the last 5 minutes of the regulation in the second half. It worked for them. You know, they can still defend in the back. They haven't given up much as far as chances in the first overtime. So I think for them, they can go at the attack and steal this game.
Well, of the last 5 games USF has played, counting today, 4 have gone to overtime. So they're no strangers to this. They tied UCF here. They won at Temple, and they won home here against East Carolina. Those are in the last 4 of the last 5 games. Cincinnati's played 4 as well, have won 1, lost 1, and 2 ended in ties. So we'll see where we go here. 10 more minutes at the max, and we'll see whether or not anybody can come out of here with a win. Boy, it's been a good one.
And we're also going to see the level of fitness per team. You know, the team that's able to keep up that intensity, it definitely could be advantageous, especially in the double overtime. How fit is your team? And, of course, we saw Cincinnati making some crucial changes in and out, some of the personnel, try to keep those fresh legs. So we're about to see if he's going to pay dividends on the Cincinnati Bearcats. USF has been a little bit more careful with their subs, but then again, can you rely on your starting 11 to go 120 minutes with that intensity? They've made a few changes, so we're about to see what the level of fitness for both teams is like.
Goal kick for Natalie Smith there. And we'll see whether, as Eddie said, anyone has that last burst of energy. It's funny, again, Neil Stafford, the head coach of Cincinnati, said that one of the keys to success is to match the other team's energy. And so far, I'd say he's been pretty successful. But here is Evelyn Vion. She's had both goals. She goes down, and that is not considered a foul. They're going to play on.
No, that's a great tackle, and you can tell because the Cincinnati defender was able to keep the ball after she stole it as Vian was moving forward. Good tackle, great timing in that tackle too. It's all about the timing. You got to arrive at the same time so you can keep the ball.
PK heading down that left touchline on the pass there, trying to find Kotler, and Kotler trying to go into the box. Kotler goes down, and now we got a foul called against Kelly Burney. So a free kick opportunity here for the Bearcats in pretty dangerous territory. It's just outside the 18-yard box, far left side as you're facing the field, and this is going to be interesting. Taylor Pavlik is going to make the kick.
Yeah, I think Kotler, once she had that space, she just kind of dove and got the foul. And I'm not saying there wasn't contact. There was, but you can tell how she sold it. Once she gets around that corner, you'll see it here, right here, and she's just going to give in and just
Ball
drop.
is in. And it's going to be won back by USF, and Trudy Carter kicks it to North Pasco County just to get it out of trouble here.
Get it out where it doesn't matter. Just get it off the field.
Throw in coming up here for the Bearcats. It should be right near midfield. We see Nikki Louderback getting ready to come back in for USF. And again, she's the defender. Bulls may want to tighten it up a little bit here, coming down these final 7 minutes and plus time.
I'll tell you what, James, as a player, you love to be in this situation right here. When the game is, it's just on for the taking. Who's going to step up? Who's going to be the hero of the day here? This is when everything's just said and done. Can you step up and win it for your team?
Bernie trying to get it against Jackson, knocked away. It's going to go over the end line. Goal kick USF, and here comes Nikki Lauder back in. And we'll see who Denise Schulte-Brown brings out. It looks like Kelly Burney's coming out.
Where's that super sub that you need to be on the field right now, put it all on the table and get it done?
So Kat Elliott will put it in play. Flicked on there by Jessica Hamrick, who's going to finally control. And Louderback sends it deep, looking for Skeet or Carter. Cincinnati Cutler with a chance there, and now Hamrick sends it back. Into the middle, Costigan. And headed down very nicely there by Blethen. Now the Bulls have it with Vian. Vian coming down the left flank. And they're backing up. They're going to let her go into the box. Can she get it to Skeet? It's inside, cleared out, and it's a nice clearance because it's going to result in a throw and not a corner.
Yeah, good job by Evelyn Vian getting to the end line, crossing the ball. The Cincinnati defender just cleared the ball.
Bulls with the throw. And it's cleared out again for another throw, and that was a good job by Cooper is to keep it from being a corner. Bulls would love to get the corner if nothing else here. Throw back out now for Listro. Jordan drops it off. Ball is flicked high into the air. It's down inside the 18 and all the way back out it comes.
But you're right, though. You much rather give the throw-in instead of a corner kick because they're much more dangerous. But are you a little surprised that USF kept the 3 in the back?
A little maybe, but I think that she made the decision she's going to stick with it, and right. She did. And we see that Julie Gavorski not in right now to start the second overtime, is getting ready to come in if the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, I think it's one of those situations where, Coach Neil Stafford was kind of saving her. She played pretty much the entire 90, if not minus 10, and then just a matter of keeping her fresh. She had one shot in the first extra time, and, she's a type of forward that all she needs is one good chance, and she can capitalize.
Beyond called for the foul. There's going to be a bunch of guys getting ready to come in here for Cincinnati. And we got a foul called here on the Bearcats, and the Bulls will put it in play. Well, I know Cincinnati has been really unhappy with the officiating, but that generally happens. That's not unusual, but some team is usually not going to be happy. Clock winding down here, 4:15 remaining here in the second overtime period. Back it comes. Bulls trying to get something going here, and they're going to get a throw on the far side. Let's see if they can get something here. Carter's there to take it. She's going to leave it, and Louderback's going to take it instead. She's the outside back. Let's see how far Nikki wants to get it in. She's trying to get it into the box, I'm sure. Throw is in, flicked on, it's down, cleared out. Guess who? That's Shields again.
One, two things are happening there. You're shaving some time off the clock, and you're getting a chance for your team only.
Another throw for the Bulls, and, well, let's see. Yep, they're going to say throw in USF. Cincinnati wanted it, didn't get it. Ball still loose, another throw, and this time, once again, it'll go to USF. And what this is doing is the Bearcats can't make the subs.
Absolutely.
And now we're down to close to 3 minutes remaining.
And look at that, 4 players looking to come in.
Louderback with another throw. This time J.C. Brown gets it. Now Cincinnati maybe with an opportunity. Trying to make a move there was Cutler, and it's cleared back up the field where USF is trying to track down. J.C. Brown had it, couldn't get it. There's Blethen, the last line of defense, and that ball is knocked loose by Taylor Jackson. Jackson's going to run it down. Jackson wants to go to the box. Turns, drops it off. Shot, save, Kat Elliott. Shot taken by Cooperus, and Elliott equal to the task.
Down to 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and Cincinnati not able to get the subs in, as we see once again the chance for the Bearcats.
And that's Shields again with a header. Now this is Grace Adams. She's had those 2 overtime winners. Rabo Hawksdaughter trying a little beat back heel there and somehow still maintains or trying to maintain the possession and finally got it against Costigan. Now Fennefoss. Deflected by Wilson. Cincinnati high pressure against the Bulls defense. Looking for Skeet, can't do it. That's Shields again down, and we got a foul called against USF. And Coopers wants to go in a hurry and will. Looking for Brown. It's headed back by Blethen. Costigan can't get it. And did she touch it? That's the question. The throw is going to be by Cincinnati, and that's going to get the subs in. So that will get Weldon in. That will get Lopresti in. That will get Gavorski in.
With not a lot of time in the second overtime, Cincinnati with all their top guns on the field.
Coming up on the 1-minute mark. Cincinnati trying to send it forward. USF trying to kick it back. This is Hamrick for Listro. Or Hawksdaughter can't get it. Throw in Bearcats. Quick throw by Pavlika. They know how much time's left. 1 minute to go. Hamrick. Blethen. Cincinnati running on with Lopresti trying to get it inside. Can't quite do it. And over the touchline, throw in for Cincinnati. Fennefoss could not keep it in play. Pavlika is probably going to be the one to take it. 35 seconds left. Bulls can hope for a tie here, and that's just about it. Pavlika will take the long throw.
Yeah, they're going to squeeze the time and send it long and get one last chance.
Pavlika with the long throw. It's bouncing around. It's still edge of the 18. Drop back. 10 seconds left. This is Weldon trying to get it inside. Carter trying not to let her do it. Carter gets it, knocks it back. One final thrust inside, headed on, and that will do it. 110 minutes are in the books, and no one wins. What a game here today at the Corbett Soccer Stadium. Our final score, the Bulls 2 and the Bearcats 2. Stay tuned for our postgame show. We'll be back right after this on the American Digital Network. We're doing both coaches.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the Bulls run.
For every hero, there is an origin story. An experience that made them who they are. For a new generation of explorers, pioneers, and innovators, that experience is calling, offering a different kind of education, one guided by distinguished professors who understand experience is the best teacher. Greatness lies beyond the classroom. This is where you start. University of Cincinnati. Do more.
Welcome back to the Corbett Soccer Stadium here on the campus of the University of South Florida. Our game ends in a stalemate. Bulls and Cincinnati battle to a 2-2 tie here in American Athletic Conference women's soccer action. Let's go ahead and take a look at our final stats here for the afternoon, and there you get a good look at them. 14-11 in shots for the Bulls, but the Bearcats actually made more use of their 11 shots, 7 on goal to 6 for USF, 4 saves apiece. A ton of fouls here, and corners 3-2 in favor of Cincinnati, 4-1 offsides Bearcats, only 1 offside for the Bulls. Well, it looks like we will going to have some coach interviews coming up, so let's go ahead and send it down to Eddie Rodriguez, and he is with Cincinnati head coach Neil Stafford.
Jim, thank you. Coach Stafford, outstanding finish just when people here at the stadium thought it was over. You guys figured out a way to come back. Tell us about it.
Well, I mean, it's fight to the finish, never give in, and that's sort of our motto. And, we're pleased with the players. Again, I thought USF, we sort of respected them a little bit too much at times. That's a great side. Good attacking players. They're dangerous, and they're going to be a handful. But I'm just really pleased because I thought it was really, really like a playoff action game today. And that's going to prepare us, hopefully, if we're fortunate enough to get into the top 6. So every time it's feisty between the two teams, but I strongly feel that with the way these games go, I really feel like we make each other better. And so I'm grateful for that. If I can come to USF and get better every time we're here, we'll try to do that.
Yeah, it seemed like as the game went on, you guys went forward, and once you started putting a little bit of pressure on them, they kind of gave you the ball, and your team looked better going forward and creating chances. Well,
that's what we want to do. I mean, I just don't think we're the most technical team in the world, so we have to play to our strengths. And, if it's all about results here. It's not about how pretty you play or what have you. It's grinding out results, and I think our team will compete with anybody, and it's just never over until it's over. So I'm just really proud of the mentality, and as I said, I feel like this experience made us better today.
I think this is a great testament to your coaching philosophy. Every single one of your players in your roster, bought into the system that if you keep fighting and that you guys prove it at the end when you tied the game in the 90th minute, does that give you that confidence going into the tournament and then into the playoffs?
I mean, anytime you can compete against a quality side like this, it's always going to give you confidence. But I think for us right now, it's just about getting better. As I said, I felt like we sort of paid them a bit too much respect at times, and I thought they had maybe larger waves of momentum than maybe we would have liked. We're going to work on that, watch some video here, and I think, again, we're just going to now get ready for UConn.
Coach, outstanding game. Good luck to you guys in the tournament.
Thanks very much.
All right, Jim, back to you.
Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and take one more look at our final stats here today. Game ended in a 2-2 tie. As you can see, goals by Giles and Brown for Cincinnati and Evelyn Vion. And that's the one that's going to result in the early goal by Giles. The Bearcats got that lead, and it didn't last for long, but it was the one goal that the Bearcats needed here early. This young lady really had a game. Evelyn Vion, she's the one that takes that brilliant shot that tied this thing at 1 for USF, about a minute apart from the 2 goals. And as USF tried to build, Cincinnati did a pretty good job of defending. Vion, though, so strong on the ball. And when she gets that look like that, you can see when she does that, she is as good as anybody in the country. And she showed that twice here this afternoon. Remember, we said that she had a couple occasions, in fact, the last few games, teams have been able to shut her down a little bit, but not today. Evelyn Vion really stood tall for USF. The big reason why this thing ended 2-2. Of course, Cincinnati with the great last-second goal there off the flick, and J.C. Brown was the one who was going to score it for Cincinnati. Scored with 51 seconds remaining before the game would have been over. I think the Bulls were thinking it might be over, but that's the way college soccer is. You just never know until that last second whether or not you're going to actually come out on top. So we end in a 2-2 tie, and we are still awaiting Bulls head coach Denise Schulte-Brown to come over and talk to us. The Bulls now with a record of 12 wins, 2 losses and 2 ties. Cincinnati falls to 10-4-3 overall. Both teams are 3-2-2 in the American Athletic Conference, and I'm not sure the tie is going to help either one, because ahead of these two teams right now, UConn is 5-0-1, and you heard Cincinnati plays UConn next. Memphis is 5-1, SMU 4-2-1, Tulsa 4-2, and lurking right under Cincinnati and USF is UCF with a 2-3-1 mark. So there's still some soccer to be played. One more weekend to go before those top 6 finishers are determined, and it's going to be really, really interesting to see who eventually emerges here as the 6th. Well, we see that head coach Denise Schulte-Brown is down, so let's send it down to Eddie Rodriguez.
Here we are with Coach Denise Brown from USF Bulls. Coach, a little bit of a disappointing result where you guys had it in the bag the last minute. Tell us a little bit about the game.
We talked about it before the game, that Cincinnati was a comeback team. They've done this for the last 2 years. Like I said, it's not soccer that they're playing. It's very direct, first and second balls, but they do it well. And both goals off set pieces, so we know what our job is before the next game.
Right. You talked to us a little bit about the different scheme you played 3 in the back. It seemed to work. You created a lot of chances, especially from the outside in. Great runs. You were able to put 2 outstanding goals, of course, by Vian, and then at the end kind of gets away. Going forward into the playoffs, what do you work on?
Again, we haven't been as dangerous on set pieces as other teams have, and we're taking goal pieces. And although you work on it every week, it's a young team, and I think they're kind of looking at the responsibility as an individual job, and I think it goes beyond that, because it's often on the second balls that catches you like it did today. So I think our work is clear. A point is a point. We'll take it, and now we got to win on the road.
Yeah, and so you mentioned the next 2 games on the road. Of course, it's going to be tough for you guys to go on the road, but how do you prepare the team going forward? You need the next 2 games to stay, in the top 5 to go into the tournament.
I think that we're a good road team. I believe our team on the road is very focused. We're together. We typically do well, so I'm okay that we're on the road. I just want to adjust our ability to defend those set pieces well.
Do you like the fact that the future of this season is in your hands? You don't have to wait for results. You just got to go on the road and win. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, that would be good. I think that's, again, we focus on ourselves anyways, and we're going to take it one game at a time. And, this is a really good group, a talented group. I mean, look at our record. Yeah, this was an unfortunate tie, but all season we've only had 2 losses, and we're not easy to score on, and we're dangerous up top. So.
Looking at your record, 11-2-1 part of this game, do you feel like you're not getting the respect you deserve? Because that's just a great record. I don't care where you are.
No, I think teams do respect us. I think most teams get up to play us, and they know that we're a top team in the country, and we'll continue to be a top team in the country. This is a young group. People forget that, but there's 5 or 6 freshmen on the field. So, we're dangerous now, and we will be in the future.
Well, Coach, we wish you the best luck. Unfortunately, a little bit of a unfortunate result at the end. You guys were definitely the better team. You created chances. You were able to put 2 goals away, and it's just one of those things where you got to take care of at the end. Good luck in the future, and good luck in the tournament.
Thanks, Eddie. Go Bulls.
All right, Jim, right back to you.
All right, Eddie Rodriguez, thank you very much, and thank you to our outstanding crew here from the American Digital Network, and most of all, thanks to you for watching. There's our final score. I'm Jim Henderson. We'll see you down the road. Take care, everyone.
Spot.